Afternoon, good evening, happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas if you are celebrating it. I know loads of people are celebrating today as well. It depends what part of the world you're in. So let's talk about today's subject, right? And I really want to talk about it. Hence why I said to everyone on the Discord community as well. I said, guys, if you want, then that's what I really want to talk about. And I think it's quite important that a lot of people understand what AI agents are and what it absolutely means for crypto and for the AI agents themselves, right? This is quite important. So I'm hoping that the analysis that I've did, so I've been observing a bunch of AI agents and projects out there, looking at the main foundation projects, including some of the tokens that are built on top of them. And I've been kind of analyzing and seeing okay, what's going to happen to them when, say, for example, if the Bitcoin market or the crypto market ends, what will happen? So I've been kind of asking myself these questions and looking at the charts and looking at all of the analysis, and plus doing some levels of, I would say, macro analysis as well, right? And kind of doing a macro projection to see what will happen. So in this video, let's talk about what's happening in the market right now. So the market currently sitting at $3.36 trillion, which is not bad. Everything's looking okay. BTC testing the $99,000. I think it even touched $99,000. It's just getting a bit of a rejection, but it should be fine. As I said the other day as well, we're looking towards $106,000. That's when things could change for us. Until then, technically this is still a sideways pattern, so we're okay. We're not doing bad at all. So that's that. Of course, a lot of alts are bleeding because of what's going on, the drama that goes on into the market, but it is what it is. I'm not too concerned about it. XRP, Solana, they're all holding kind of strong. Not the best, but they're holding strong. And then many other coins just bleed out, so it is what it is. Of course, Bitcoin dominance is a little bit high because of all the ups and downs that we've been having, especially with the volatility. It's been really bad. Some of the new coins have been performing quite well. For example, today Pengu has been performing quite well. Bonk briefly did quite well, but I'm not sure what's going on with Bonk. I'm not going to talk about that right now, solely because I know that there was a hype about Bonk burning 1 trillion tokens or whatever. Whether they've done it or not, I haven't really checked, so I'm not going to go into that. So that's that. But other than that, what I'm seeing is loads of opportunities in the market. Whether we push forward or not, it's a whole different story. Also, guys, please do let me know in the comments, if you're here on the live stream, if the audio and the video quality is okay or not, right? Please do let me know, because I have no way of knowing these things. It's not like I'm watching myself and I can hear myself. No. So let me know. Other than that, let's go into the AI agents, right? So I've been kind of observing a bunch of AI agents, because you can go to the coin market cap and you can actually select the category or coin gecko and the categories and look at all the AI agents out there. So I see a whole bunch of them, and I know that many of them are just going to basically at some stage going to flop, fail, or probably even rug. I'm not going as far as the rug, but probably, right? But they're all cool. They're doing quite well. And I'm looking at those things and I'm thinking, okay, I see a whole new hype coming, and it's a big hype as well, because I know companies like Coinbase, they're interested in creating their own AI agent platform, Launchpad, right? They want to do this, right? Because they've actually noticed that there's a value that can be brought to the market. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at OKX and also other exchanges also planning to do their own AI agent launch. So this is the key here. You got to understand, right? Your boy Max says hi back to you, my brother. Happy holidays to you. So what I'm looking at is not the AI agents themselves. I'm actually looking at who's building them. So you see what I mean? So from all the, like when I did the analysis, right, when I'm looking at all the coins, I can see a whole bunch of coins with different narratives, and great, they're all absolutely fine, and they've all been pumping. They all are still pumping, right? As I said, I'm not going as far as the rugs, but there will be some rugs. There will be some rugs. Yes, happy Christmas to you too, my brother. So there will be some rugs, but I'm not too concerned about them. I'm more looking focused on who or what they're using to build the launch platforms, and if those launch platforms have tokens. That's what I'm looking at, right? So there's a few companies that shout and scream at us. For example, if you go to the coin market cap, you can see there's a company called Virtuals, right? They've did brilliant, right? Virtuals done brilliant. But I'm not still quite, I still find it a little bit hard to understand why they have two tokens on Ethereum and on base chain, but they promote themselves as they are a Solana company, It doesn't make any sense to me. However, when you go to do a virtuals, you want to launch one of those virtuals AI bots or whatever you want to call them, AI agents, it's great. There's no harm in that, but it only launches on base chain for now. I'm not sure. Maybe there's other ways of doing it. I'm not quite sure because I look at things as from a different perspective. I don't look at it as a buyer, as an investor, right? Yeah, I'm going to do those, all of those things. We all do those, right? But I look at things as a developer. So for me, I'm looking at the technological side of things. I'm like, um, what does the technology do, and can I use that technology? That's what I look at. Frustrated daily driver says, ever asked for answers during an exam? I have no idea, bro. I always cheated, so why would I ask for it when I had the thing? Yes, we are. No signal. Yes, we are talking about crypto. I'm talking about AI agents. So some of the things that I've noticed, and I think the community should know about this. So if you're here for the first time, do consider hitting that like button, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. You never know, you might find some value. If not, then by all means, but whatever you do, don't troll. That's what I'm going to ask, right? And I'm one of those kind of a YouTuber who read all of your messages. Also, I will answer all of your questions, but as long if it's not if it's not a stupid question, then it's fine. I will answer it. But if it is, then I'm just going to ignore you, and you probably end up getting banned. So this AI agent thing, let's talk about this, right? So as I said, I'm looking at the companies that are being used to build it. So Virtuals is one of them. They have a really high market cap right now, and loads of people are building their agents on that, right? And I'm also seeing another subcategory where there are other agents that were used, right? So they have the similar technology, and they've kind of launched through Virtuals, the launch pad, and they're also allowing other people to build agents there. So there's another subcategory. So I'm looking at those things, okay? No signal says, okay, but all crypto apart from BTC is a meme coin. Bro, I think BTC is a meme coin as well. So we're going to talk about it if you want, not a problem. Let's continue with what we're talking about here anyway, right? So the way I'm looking at it is, look, end of the day, there are categories and then there are subcategories within these AI agents, right? Within these AI agents. And it's getting quite fascinating because when I start looking at it, I also see there are other platforms forming from those as well. For example, AI16Z, that's another big one. In fact, they've created like a AI, I think it's called Alisa or something, using a large language model or something, LAM, right? Whatever they call it. And that is being used in a lot of projects as well. So when I look at those things, I'm thinking, okay, that's got potential. So AI16Z definitely has a potential. It's like a parody of a real world project, right? A lot of people should know about this, and they're doing great things. Now, when I'm trying to select coins, I'm trying to select coins for next season, obviously. So from a developer's point of view, I'm like, okay, can I build on that? If I can build on that, maybe I would launch something and whatnot, because this is what I do. End of the day, if I think I want to, just for fun, I will go and build something. I don't need to tell anyone about it. I'm not going to hype it and this and that. Of course, if we're talking about meme coins, there is a meme coin that we have for this channel. The link's in the description if anyone wants to go and check it out. But I'm not hyping that. I'm not promoting that here today. I was thinking about it, but I'm not going to do it today. So, but anyway, so when I'm looking at these AI agents, right, I'm seeing some crazy stuff happening. And then I'm also noticing a few problems as well. For example, these agents are able to go and autonomously do whatever they want, right? Because they have a mind of their own. So it's not like your normal chat GPT. With normal chat GPT, it reacts to whatever you give it, right? If you tell it something, then it reacts back to you. So it will only always look for your question before it gives you an answer. But these AI agents are able to do things completely on their own. Right, it's like AI 2.0 or whatever some people call it, right? And yeah, I can see that, and it's getting a bit fascinating to the point where it's kind of evolved into DAOs as well. There are some DAOs out there who are AI agent DAOs, and I looked into that, and that's the most fascinating thing out there for me. All right, so no signal. I'll answer your questions in a bit, brother. Let me finish this, and then we'll get to the chats. So the way I look at it is like, okay, hold on. We've got AI agents running DAOs. Are these DAOs trustable and whatnot? And so far, there's a few projects out there who are doing some really good stuff, and the DAOs are actually working, right? And I looked at it and I was like, okay, this is brilliant because this is something that I would love to do and I would love to engage with. So DAOs, I'm a big fan of DAOs. In anything decentralized autonomous organizations, definitely love it. And finally, we have an AI agent running it. So I'm definitely up for that. But as I said, if those of you guys are looking at coins, then start looking at these coins that are the main coins, like for example virtuals is a main coin, so start looking at those. All right, maybe the subcategories as well if you want to, by all means, but I think the main ones are the most important ones to look at, right? If you're going to hold or whatever, do that. The other thing I'm looking at, right, is market structure. Now, coming back to No Signal, when you said is the bull market over? So No Signal, you're probably new here, but every single day I do a live stream, and every single day I've said the same thing over and over again. I said, guys, this is the beginning of the end of the bull market. So I've been banging on about it for about 2 months. Most of my community members who are not here today because of the holiday seasons and whatever, but I've already told them, I said, guys, put a stop loss. Doesn't matter how high people are telling you are going to go. It doesn't matter. Just put a stop loss, save your funds. So when the market bleeds out, at least you've got your cash back and some more as well. And if you want to buy the dip, you can go and buy more. And that way you would accumulate more and more crypto. All right, so that's the rules that we followed basically. Now, obviously, I'm now trying to pick coins and projects for next season, which I'm going to let my community know on Discord and whatever, right? So while I'm doing this, this is where AI agents being a big thing for me. And a lot of people have asked me, what are going to be your big picks next season? I said my big picks are going to be AI agents. I'm going to be looking at AI agents. So I've been spending a good few weeks down the rabbit hole, literally down the rabbit hole, kind of researching everything, looking at all the top projects and everything. And through that, that's when I realized something. I said, hold on, why am I betting on the subcategories? Yeah, maybe I'll put a little portion in the diversify, but it's the main ones that I got to look at. And from all of the analysis and all the future projection I've did, right, there's one thing that made sense to me, that if we do enter a bear market, I don't think these main AI agent projects are going to be like, they're going to go down as much as we normally see. So do you see what I mean? So normally normal crypto, we can expect 80, 90%, 95%, some of them even 99% drop, right? We have that. They hit the freaking floor. But I think these AI agents are changing the narrative completely, because the way they use the utility they provide, right, inside their own platforms, by the way, I don't think they're going to suffer at all. Probably 10, 15%, 20%, maybe 30%, worst case scenario, 50%, but not as much as the others. So I think it's going to be a good bet. So maybe even when the market starts to bleed out, those are the ones we're going to have to start looking at. And probably if people have enough like risk management, then yeah, go and dive in. So I'm thinking about that now. I'm like thinking, okay, normally I usually say dollar cost average down, but these might be ones that we want to dollar cost average in, because they have great potential and there's a massive hype. And as I said, more and more bigger companies are coming on as well, because end of the day, they realize that the main token, because of that utility to create the project and whatnot, they're getting revenue. So it's non-stop revenue. You know what I mean? So it's just like magic money. So let's see what that does. So No Signal says, but doesn't it depend on market cap on those AI or coins? Not exactly, actually, no. Market cap is I don't even know why people look at market cap. It doesn't really matter. Market cap, like for example, if it's a absolute garbage meme coin, like a one night stand, I call it a one night stand, right? Which means it just pumps, does 200-300%, whatever. Those meme coins, yeah, you get in, you make your money, you get the hell out, because that's what everyone else is doing. Because those projects are seasonal, right? They're part of a narrative. So those ones, yeah, they dump, pump and dump, but they normally don't last that long. Yes, some of them you'll see a whole bunch of bag holders still playing around, right? And someone coming back to clear the profits out. But other than that, these coins, they're not designed to last. Like most of the meme coins, they're just seasonal narratives. Like let's just say if there's a political agenda going on, yeah, there's a meme coin that hypes. They just follow the hypes basically. And when the hype dies away, everyone makes their money and gets the hell out. Do you know what I mean? So that's the sad reality of all of those, right? So those are the ones we look at market caps. Now, when it comes to AI, that the subcategory, yes, they are kind of a meme, right? As I said, there's the AI agent, the main companies who are the launch pads. I think they're going to benefit. But the subcategories, yes, you got to look at their market cap, you got to look at their use case. And as I said, most of them will fail, right? Others probably won't do anything. They're just chatting shit, excuse my language. And the rest of them are probably just going to rug out. Do you know what I mean? Because that's how it is. But so far, the way things are looking, I think there's an opportunity there for the main projects. Like, as I said, virtuals. I don't hold any, but I'm promoting it here because I think it has a good opportunity. I'm just being completely transparent, because to build on So the virtuals, the price, the reason virtuals has pumped is because if you want to build an AI agent on virtuals, there is no other way you can pay for it other than using virtuals. So you have to buy virtuals to pay for virtuals. You see what I mean? Right? And that is a model that works. So of course others have noticed and they're saying, oh, hold on, if that's the case, then we want to also do the same thing. That's how I feel that is. Yes, bear market, everything bleeds, but I think these AI agents, I've got a gut feeling from all the things that I've seen, and it's not even to do with the hype, just the technology itself, right? Because look, we've had in crypto, we've had hypes, right? We had freaking bubbles, right? We had the ICO bubble, we had the NFT bubble, we had the DeFi bubble, you name it. We've had those bubbles, right? And then they die off, and then something else comes along. And currently, we have like the meme narrative, right? Fine, that's another bubble as well. Even though these projects, these AI agents, they have their own tokenization, normally capped at a billion tokens or whatever, right? So technically, they're not even a meme, because when we're looking at the mainstream memes, they're like 500 trillion or God knows, a gazillion, right? Billions and billions and trillions of tokens. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole idea of meme, just for fun. So in your wallet, you get to see you have like a couple of billion tokens for $1 or something like this, something silly. That's those meme coins. You see what I mean? But these ones are now controlled, right? So when you go on the launch pad, you can't launch more than a billion tokens. That's that. They're all controlled. And most of the time, the fee's there for creation, but the platform itself puts all the liquidity, everything in there. Do you see what I mean? So it's like a fair launch. So they're doing it. There's a lot of control in there. And I was talking about this on other videos as well. We need some sort of a governance. And this is perfect governance, because there's platforms who are the gateways now. And they're saying, okay, fine. Anybody could launch whatever you want, right? We'll provide all the liquidity and everything as well. So as a pre-sale, people can come in and without fear of getting rugged and this and that, they can launch a coin. Hence why, that's why, the coin I launched, the 0x coin that I launched, right? Which is, as I said, linked in the description. That one, I launched it using one of those platforms. I use Pump Fund. I launched it, and it gave me the option as a founder. It says, like, do you want to buy some of your own tokens? I said, no, I'm going to leave it for the community. Let them decide whatever they want. Whether people buy or not, that's a different story. But what I liked about it is that when it launched, right, it's a fair launch, it's a pre-launch, and I've got nothing to do with it anymore. Do you see what I mean? So that really helps, and I think that's what we need these kind of safeguards in place. But as I said, it's not the meme I'm looking at, it's not the tokens I'm looking at, it's not the sub coins I'm looking at, it's the main stuff I'm looking at. Jackson Face, awesome, nice to see you, my brother. Happy holidays, man. I know you're back. I can see you, my bro. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas. That's what matters. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, and your family and friends and everyone's all keeping well. That's the most important thing. But yeah, I mean, that's what I see, guys. I mean, for me, the way I'm looking at it is most of the coins, memes, tokens, whatever you want to call it, they're all going to dump. They're going to dump. That's a hard reality we have. That, look, when we hit a bear market, it's going to be a bear market. But this one technology that I'm seeing right now tells me, no, you got to double down on them. You know what I mean? And as I said, I don't hold any. I'm still doing research. So I'm still in research phase, guys. But I feel that I need to make people aware that keep an eye on them. That's all I'm saying. Keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on what did I call it? Virtuals. Keep an eye on that coin. Right? Put it on your watch list. Keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on what did I say? AI16Z, right? That one. Keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on Fetch AI, right? So that's a little bonus one for you. Keep an eye on Injective Protocol, right? Those ones you want to keep an eye on, right? Of course, I'm not telling you everything, but I think you need to keep an eye on those things. Roach, nice to see you, my brother. I hope you're okay. So keep an eye on those, right? These are the coins I'm telling everybody. Now, I'm not saying go and buy now, guys. Please understand this, right? I'm not saying, oh, thank you, my brother. It's got nice soft material. But what I'm saying to all of you guys is, look, just keep an eye on it. I'm not here shilling anything. I'm not trying to pump anything, guys. None of that business here. I'm also going to advise everybody, if you want, just keep them on your list and plan to buy them in a bear market. Don't buy them now. Don't buy the greens. That's what I always advise, is don't buy the green, but have them on your watch list, right? So I'll repeat the list again, because I think these are, and there's another one as well. I'll mention it on another time when I'm more confirmed about it, but these ones I am confirmed. So the ones I'm telling you, virtuals, keep that on your list. Right, keep an eye on that. AI16Z, keep that on your list. These are the two AI agent ones. And the other two blockchains I want you to keep on the list is Fetch AI, and I wanted to keep an eye on Injective Protocol, right? Just keep an eye on those things, right? And of course, disappointed. I would love to see Base Network have its own token. That's I don't think it's not a reality that could even happen. We never know, maybe in 2025, 2026. So if that happens, keep an eye on that. All right, no signal says, what's the market cap on those two you mentioned, Virtual and Fetch AI? I can tell you, give me a second. I do have a browser here because personally, I don't care about the market cap and I also don't care about the prices. I'm a slightly different type of an animal. I'm a different type of an animal. For me, it's all about the technicals. As long as we're bloody, that's the time to buy. As long as we're green, that's the time to sell. So I'll tell you what Virtuals is right now. Give me a second. Where is Virtuals? Virtual currently just say $3 billion market cap. $3 billion. That's not bad. I mean, last week it was $2 billion, so it's already $3 billion. So that's not that bad. AI16Z, I think it's not as much, to be honest. AI16 is not as much. Injective is at 2.2, so keep an eye on that. The other one to keep an eye on, guys, is Rune as well. Rune. It's got nothing to do with AI, but keep an eye on Rune. The other one, I can't see it. Maybe you guys could tell me what that is. Bloody hell, look at this. We got, yeah, AI16, AI16Z, ZZ, whatever you're going to call it. AI16Z. Let me search it. Let me see if I can find it when I search it. Unfortunately, when I search it, I'm sure I'm going to find a whole bunch of scam projects as well. Let's hope I don't. AI16. Right. Yeah, just as I thought. Just as I thought. When you search for AI16Z, it comes up as pump fun and XYZ and all sorts. So it's hard. I can't say which one is the right one. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't see the right one. Let's have a look. Because there's too many. This is the problem. There's all of these scammers. There's a lot of scammers. They come on. Render, no, Render's not on that list. Maybe they might announce something later on, to be honest. But right now, Render's not on that list, so I can't really say anything about Render. All right. There's some inside info about what Injective Protocol is planning to do. Right. In fact, they've already done it, I believe. They're launching their own launch pad. So they're launching their own AI agent launch pad. But in order to use that launch pad, you need Injective Protocol, right? So Injective Protocol is the one to keep on the list. Fetch AI, right? So of course they do storage and data recovery, whatever they do. They're now planning to do their own AI agent platform as well, right? So when that happens, all right, when that comes on at full force and when people start talking about it, watch how the Fetch AI token starts to pump as well. The other one, Coinbase, for example, Coinbase is now considering going heavy into this, right? And other exchanges are also going into it, but Coinbase is the only one that doesn't have a token, right? Doesn't have a token. However, as I said, Virtuals, right, is a token which is building for Base Network. That's a bit confusing. Do you know what I mean? That's why I said earlier on as well, as Base Virtuals is supposed to be a Solana project. However, it has tokens in Ethereum, which doesn't make sense, right? And all the AI agents are being operated on Base Network, which also doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So whenever you do it, it's always going to launch something on Base Network. So I think there's some sort of a connection there, maybe some backhanders going on, maybe some investments going on. And if Coinbase is going to launch something, just like how they launched the Base Network, right? A lot of people, I don't know if you know, Base Network is an exact copy of Optimism. In fact, they had Optimism, the team from Optimism, like Optimism itself, built it for them as a substack, like as a separate layer, a complete blockchain, a layer 2 blockchain. So Optimism was the company responsible for building Base Chain, right? So similar way, I think Coinbase has something to do with what do you call this? The Virtuals platform And I've got a feeling that they're going to just borrow the technology. Do you know what I mean? If they haven't already borrowed it, you know what I mean? So let's see what happens, right? It's going to be quite interesting. So, yeah, let's see. It's circulation, all of those things, they don't matter. In fact, there's a few of those projects, these AI agents, because what you have to understand, the way these AI agents work, right? They're not like your typical tokens. So they are upgradable, which means in the future, they might be able to add upgrades to them, and they'll be able to have voting and maybe even give the, if there's enough interest, because these are like tokenized assets. Think about it like a share market, right? So these are like tokenized shares. So if you buy into these in the future, they might even increase some of the supply for the main tokens, not the subcategory. The subcategory will always be 1 billion tokens. That's a good thing. At least we know all of those subcategories are always going to be 1 billion token, right? So that's what you have to understand. So render, yeah, as I said, nothing yet for render. I'm going to have a look at it, but I know there's a big move coming and most blockchains are going to talk about it. Also, keep an eye on the news, right? Keep an eye on the Twitters and whatever. I don't do Twitter. I do publish, but I don't look at Twitter. Keep an eye on all of those things, because I'm sure we're going to see another narrative coming soon, which is going to be AI agent specific blockchains. Now, if we get some AI agent specific blockchains, of course, if there's 10 of them, I'm sure 8 of them are going to fail. But for us to hedge onto all of them and make a ton of money, we're going to bet on all of them, because we don't know which one's going to fail and which one's not, right? But I think there's going to be AI agent specific blockchains, because the reason I'm saying this is, look, as AI agents are learning and they're adapting right now, a lot of them are just still in learning phase, by the way. As they're adapting, they're going to get to a stage where the blockchains that we have can't cope with the traffic that comes along, because we don't have like, for example, you know, the speed. We don't have that kind of speed that AI needs. So I think there's going to be AI specific blockchains that are going to be designed very soon, and those are the ones we want to be buying and holding. So that's all I'm saying. So this is all for future, guys. This is not today. Whatever you do is up to you. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but I think for the future plan that I have, and I'm already planning for my bear market buys, right? So this is a list to buy. So there's a whole bunch of projects I'm looking at, including the one I mentioned yesterday. What was it called? I'll tell you what it was called. What was called Sologenic. I've looked at Sologenic. Sologenic is doing tokenized assets on XRP ledger, right? So I've looked at that because XRP is a big thing, and I think next year is going to be big for XRP as well. I mentioned Cardano again, main blockchain, because of all the partnerships that they're doing. And also, if you look at BTC, then you got to look at Orange, right, which is also another coin that is trying to put DeFi onto Bitcoin. So that's all in the works as well. So these are coins you got to look at, you know, whether you look at them now or not. Make a list, you know, keep it on your watch list. Don't have to buy them, but bear market, those are the ones we want to be buying. That's all I'm saying. So no signal says, okay, I have subscribed. You are okay, apart from saying market cap doesn't matter. No, it really doesn't. For me, the way I look at certain things, right? Okay, let's put it this way. Let's go for BTC, because I know you like BTC, right? So let's put it this way. Imagine 10 years ago, BTC sitting at, say, a dollar, and we had, like, you know, 5 million tokens in circulation. Let's just say 5 million in circulation. And the total market cap was, for BTC alone, was 5 million. And then the other coins come along, and then total market was about 20 million, right? It was 20 million. And then say, for example, we dip down to 2 million. How would people look at that? In a positive way or a negative way, right? Okay. Now imagine some people looked at it in a negative way. It's, oh no, you guys went to 20 million and you guys are now back at $2 million. That's a crappy coin because the market cap is so low. Yeah. However, when we went from $2 million, for example, to $1 billion, all of a sudden the same people are going to say, oh, the market cap is too high now because we're at $1 billion. But here we are today sitting at $2 trillion. 10 years ago, people didn't even imagine we could get to $2 trillion. So that doesn't matter. For me, fundamentals, tokenomics, none of that matters, right? Tokenomics, yes, to a certain point. The only tokenomics I look at, is it mintable? Is it an infinite supply? If it's an infinite supply, then I'm not that friendly with that coin. I'll buy it, I'll still trade it. So I'm not an enemy to it, but I'll still trade it. I just don't like infinite supply coins. I want a fixed amount of supply. Tell me, you know, what it's going to be, whether it's going to be 10 million supply, 21 million supply, 100 million supply, 500 million supply, a billion, even a few trillion, no problem. Tell me beforehand. but don't go around minting more, because that depreciates the value, and then inflates the price. Inflates the number of coins, right? You know what I mean? It just doesn't help. It just doesn't help. Long run, it just doesn't help. So there are a few blockchains who fail because of that. So that's the problem I see with those one, right? Now, market cap, I think as we progress, we will always get to see higher market cap as long as the coin is successful. You see what I mean? So with these meme coins, a lot of them, right? And I'll tell you some of the really, really top ones, like who imagined Bonk, for example? Who imagined Shiba Inu, right? Who imagined Pepe to be in the top 20 today on the total market cap? Who imagined that? Many people didn't. Of course, many people did, right? But those people who did, they did it with like $50, $100. Nobody put more than a $50 or $100 back in those days. Now people are putting thousands of dollars, because now they believe, because now they've seen it go to the top 20. Now they're like, oh this could go to $1. So now they're expecting a project with 5 trillion tokens or whatever, God knows how many, 500 trillion or whatever, Shiba Inu, for example, to go to $1. Where were you when the price was 0.0000001, whatever? Where were you? You know what I mean? So it's a sad reality, but it will happen. And then obviously market cap will shoot with it as well. So let's see what happens. You know, as I said, it's for me, the way I just look at it, infinite supply, I'm a bit cautious about. I will buy, sell, trade on a hype, no problem. On a pump and dump, I'll do it. But it's not one that I'm really excited about, right? Fixed supply, I am. As I said, I want to know what it is. Fundamentals, I don't care. Team, I don't care. I really don't care who the teams are, because none of that matters to me, right? Because the people matter to me. I don't care if there's 10 great scientists, geniuses, Einsteins making this project. I don't really care, right? Nobody knows who Satoshi is, for God's sake. It could be a dog for all you know, right? Someone's pet. You know what I mean? We don't know. Let's forget about that, right? The point here is none of the team matters to me. How many people have bought it and held it? That's what matters to me. Also, the other thing that I really, really like, and I'll tell you this, like Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoin maxi. Why? And so you're probably thinking, what the hell? This guy just said this about Bitcoin and now he's saying he's a maxi. No, I've always been a maxi. You just didn't know this, right? On this channel, most people know I'm a Bitcoin maxi. So here's the fun thing about Bitcoin. I've mentioned about Bitcoin. I said, look, Bitcoin for me is still the king of all crypto. So I've always stood by that. I said it's still the king of all crypto. And the other reason I love it is because it's got people power. It means more and more people own it. And how many percent of the people own it? 57%. So the 57% of the entire supply on this planet is owned by average Joe, by individuals, not companies, by individuals. That changes the dynamic. That means we still have the power. We have 57 power. So they can't do nothing because we own those tokens. How many tokens are remaining to come to the market? 6%. So there's only 6%. We own 57% already. And there's only another 6%. So even if all the institutions get together and say, right, we're going to buy the whole 6%, even then, they're still going to only own 47% of the entire, 43% of the entire supply, as long as we don't sell. So I say to people, if you're a proper Bitcoin maxi like I am, you want to accumulate as many more as possible. Doesn't matter even if it's a Satoshi. You take that Satoshi so you don't give it to them, right? And that's how we keep that decentralized. So that's what I believe in, people power. So any project that has 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 people holding it, or in other words, if they have more than 51% of the supply, I'm a massive fan. I'm a convert, right? Tell me, what's your religion? I'm coming to your church. You know what I mean? That's me, because I believe in that more. I'm like, this is what the people believe in, right? And this is where the people are powering this. That's where I want to be. I don't want to be on something that people aren't powering. Do you know what I mean? That's where I want to be. So that's just my way of my logic, basically, as I say. So other than that, I don't really care about market cap. None of that matters to me. I also tell people a lot of the times as well, even if the market's bloody, even if the market's trending up, it doesn't matter. If there's two ways of trading, right? And maybe nobody's told you this, but I will tell you this today. This kind of hopefully this makes sense, right? If you're trading with dollars, then your ultimate goal is to make more dollars, right? You're trading with $100, you want to make $200. That's your dollar goal. But if you're trading with crypto, your goal shouldn't be to make the dollars, right? Your goal should be to make more of that crypto. Does that make sense, right? So then the money doesn't even matter anymore. Market cap, none of that matters anymore. It doesn't matter if the market's up. It doesn't matter if the market's down. It doesn't matter if the total market cap is up. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter because your goal is to accumulate more and more coins. So it depends on what kind of a trader you are and what you're trading for. You trading for money? Fine, go and do money. In fact, today on Discord, earlier on, I posted something. I said, in the future, I'm going to be showing guys how to trade memes and whatnot, other coins, and how to make like anything between $100 to $500 a day. Right, and say for example, if we use Solana, they can just do it with one Solana. So your investment would be one Solana. Now there's no guarantee if the Solana is going to be $200, which we have today, or $10. There's no guarantee, right? We don't know. But one Solana is still one Solana. You see my point here? So the market cap doesn't really matter. One Solana is one Solana. One BTC is one BTC. One Ethereum is one Ethereum. Do you see where I'm coming from? Hence why the valuation doesn't matter to me. I'm trading crypto for more crypto, not for money. If I'm doing money, yeah, then I'm going to be in USDT, USDC, or ROUSD now, whichever one it is. That's a whole different story. So it's like perspective, perception. It totally matters. So that's my kind of strategy. If I'm looking at anything, I also advise this on people as well. I said, guys, if you're trading with Solana, make more Solana. If you're trading with Ethereum, make more Ethereum. If you're trading with BTC, you make more BTC. That's the goal here. However, if you want to do your dollar and you're going to look at the pound value, dollar value, then go and trade with dollar, because then you're not confusing yourself. Because while we're trading, say for example, we're trading with a Bitcoin. Just for the example, right? Bitcoin's $50,000. You've gone in and you've traded some coins for a BTC for $50,000, right? You're trading whatever. All of a sudden, BTC value jumps to 100K. Well, was that your trade giving you 100K, or was it the coin that gave you 100K? You know what I mean? Because now if you've just exited and you just got 100K, well, hold on, your coin is worth 100K. So why do you still have 100K? That means you're back to square one. You should actually have 200K, because while you were sitting there with a 50K coin, your coin became worth 100K, and you should have made a profit, doubled your money, and come out with 200K. You see what I mean? So that's what it is anyway. I know it's a long-winded one, but I hope it makes sense, right? That's how I look at certain things. You know what I mean? So I know I'm not the most popular person, but that's how I look at certain things. And that's what I teach people. I said, look, guys, focus. What's your goal? What is it that you want to do? You know, because I always say, where there's a will, there's a way, right? If you want to make money, trade with money. You want to make more crypto, you trade with crypto. Always accumulate. Whatever you've invested in, is that the one you want to increase? Increase that. You see what I mean? But don't mix them up together. Don't say, I'm going to trade with BTC and I'm going to make $10,000. BTC is going to leave you. It's going to double in value. It's going to leave you. Peace, man. No problem, my brother. Take care. So, guys, any other questions, please let me know. I know we kind of had a long one here. Let me know. If not, then I'm not going to make this any long. I wasn't intending to, but I just wanted to tell everybody, guys, keep an eye on these projects. Keep an eye on these AI projects as well, these AI agents, especially the companies that are the launch pads. I think that's the key here. You know, keep an eye on that. Like, for example, Pump Fund. A lot of people are using Pump Fund, and it's a very safe project. In fact, I've launched through Pump Fund as well. Why? Because it's a very safe project. There's a bit of fun around it, like who created it and whatnot. Who cares? As long as they are keeping everybody else safe, I don't see a problem with that. That's a project I'm also keeping an eye on, because I think if they launch their own token, then we want to be there. You know what I mean? Because many other projects are now launching their own tokens. They're kind of tokenizing themselves basically, and they realize that, look, the market's okay, right? You can literally tokenize anything. Why not? You know, so I won't be surprised. 2025. Trump's in office January, like in a week or two. Trump's going to be in office. I won't be surprised if all of a sudden many projects start launching, like many companies and institutions and other companies out there, whatever, they start launching their tokens. So we have another massive ICO boom. I wouldn't be surprised, because it is crypto friendly apparently. So let's see what happens. My brother, you're here. I think the market's going back. You think the market going back up or down? So far, the indicators are telling us the market should go up, right? So everything's telling us the market should go up. In fact, we're about to confirm that in the next 4 hours. So in the next 4 hours, there is a specific indicator. I'm using the 5-day indicator. So far, it's looking positive. If this candle, so in the next 4 hours, apparently 4 hours and 46 minutes, when that candle closes, right, the next candle, if it prints green, right? So the next candle, if it prints green, we're positive, we're going up. There's no ifs and buts. So we're going to find out in about 4 hours and 46 minutes, basically. So, and that's something I've talked about on the live stream, last couple of live streams. And I said, guys, we've got this indicator that's showing us a positive, sideways positive movement. Everything looks okay. I think we're going to basically start shifting back up again. And yeah, Christmas should be good. I mean, I did the Christmas pump video yesterday as well. So, I mean, the live stream yesterday as well. And yeah, so far everything is looking good, because what happened was last night, whatever we pumped, we stayed there, we didn't bleed out, so that was a good thing. And then where we are right now, this is literally challenging last 5 days candle. It's challenging that, and I think if we open a green, then we should start shooting up. So $106,000 for BTC is the target. If we can get there, we might face a little bit of resistance around there. Fine, not too worried, as long as it doesn't break past. Because the only time we need to worry is if BTC breaks past $106,000. That becomes a problem for the alts, as you can already see, which is something I've been banging on about. So guys, BTC going up is not good for us. BTC needs to stay within a range and allow everything else to move. Because when everything else, like when BTC dumps a little bit, everything else dumps. We don't want that. We want everything else to take over. So right now we're actually still in a bit of a risk because BTC still has a very high dominance. In fact, what's his dominance right now? BTC dominance, what is it right now? Currently 58.3. That's not good dominance, guys. That's not good dominance. We want it to be lower. We want it to go to 20, 25, 30. You know what I mean? That's what we want. Like yesterday, during the Christmas pump, we should have seen alts shoot up 100%, 200%. Yes, it's happened. On the meme coin sector, yes, a lot of the coins did that. A lot of people made money, but unfortunately, in the mainstream crypto blue chips, the legacy coins, they didn't perform that well. 5-6%, 10%. I think there was one that did about 20%, but that's about it. Anshul says, are you a Sigma? Am I a Sigma? What does that mean? I don't know what that means, brother. Am I a Sigma? What does that mean? Can you please explain? I don't know what Sigma is, brother, please. I mean, I probably know what Sigma is, but when you say, am I a Sigma, I don't know what that means. Guys, you're all welcome to ask me questions if you want. If there is anything you want me to talk about, I'll happily talk about it. If not, then I'm not going to drag this any longer, because I've already said my piece, and let's see where it goes. My brother. You got to change your label, man. Oh, man. How many people have said your name on a live stream and probably got a strike off you? Sadness what? Again, I'm confused, man. My brother says, would you buy now or wait till you get the green candle? No, bro, I've already, so last couple of days, you missed it, man. You missed it. You know, when we were sitting at $92,000, 92,800 something, I had a few people on the live stream asking me, when's a good time to buy? I said, buy now. Go, get off the stream. Go and buy now. So those people who bought it, if they bought BTC, for example, then God knows how much they bought. But since then, it's pumped. Because we were looking at it, and I was telling everyone, I said, guys, look how all the alts on that day, I kind of showed it. I said, guys, all the alts are green, BTC is red, and the dominance is red. So at that time, if anybody wants to buy BTC, you should buy right now. Do you know what I mean? Because that's on a positive thing. You buy now. Of course, if people are looking at alts, it's a good chance to take, it's the right time to take a good chance on some of the alts, because they did bleed out a little bit. And there are some really good projects out there that have dumped 5, 10%, 15, 20%. Buy them, no problem, as long as you have like some sort of a stop loss or some sort of a rough idea where you want to stop out, then you're fine. Because as long as we move up, I think these guys are going to recover as well. Oh, you said you saw it, but you had no money. Okay, so you got money now, yeah? You got money now. You want to buy a green candle. Listen, if you do want to buy a green candle, there is a strategy. There is a freaking strategy on green candle. So normally if you're buying spot, right, because I always promote spot, I don't like people to lose money, hence why I don't do leverage. I don't promote leverage trading. I personally do it. But I always call it like a one night stand. I've said it to many people. In fact, today I said it's like monkey sex, right? What I mean by that is, I don't know if you watched a monkey in the like documentary, right, where the monkeys go and have sex, and it's like a few seconds and they're off. right? For whatever reason. So similar ways, right? When you're trading a green candle, you got to be on the lowest time frame, like 1 minute, maybe even a few seconds if you can, right? 1 second. If you can get to a 1 second chart, even better. You get in, you snipe, and you get the hell out, right? So those are how you do it. And you kind of scalp trading basically, but very short term, right? Nothing more than 5 minutes is deadly. You don't want to even go 5 minutes. You can trade the green candles, and of course when you're doing altcoins, like for example meme coins, you got to have some fast fingers, because you got to get in and get out, right? Snipe it and get out, right? Of course we're using bots, so a lot of the time I'm not fast enough. I think I'm getting older, but I used to struggle quite a bit. But now with a lot of good advanced bots, we can snipe it. That's not a problem. We can buy and sell on a same order, right? Within setup is set up, buy and sell. So buy, take profit. That's it, pretty much. And you can do that on exchanges as well. You can buy at a particular order. Say you put a buy order and say I want to buy here. I want to sell for whatever profit, like 10%, 20%, 30%, 100%, 200%. You can set it up, and it will do that for you. You know what I mean? So automation definitely helps, and I love technology. Let's see where that goes. But yeah, you can trade green candles, not an issue. You just need to have enough, like your risk tolerance, like what can you afford to lose? I always say this: if you're gonna play those kind of games, you need to be on the computer. One, even if you do auto, then play with it. I'll give you a good example. I'm sitting here right now. Yesterday, so I was sniping. So yesterday, I don't even know what I bought. Here's the fun part. So I've been last night before I went to bed, I set up my computer I set up a sniper bot to go and snipe some of those fresh launches. But I set up different parameters, right? I said, look, I want this. You need to meet all of these criteria before you attack this thing and snipe it, right? So there was no choice. I said, there is no specific coin. So this is my bot. I told my bot to go and buy whatever launches with these specific criteria. As long as they meet, you buy, snipe it. And then when they make me 10, 15, 20% sell. All right. I did that. I had my, so my bot was active for 6 hours. There was one active for 6 hours and another one active for 12 hours. So while I'm sitting here, the 12 hours is already expired. Whatever happened, whether I win, whether I lose, I don't know. I'm going to go and look at my computer, because I don't keep it on my phone or anything. I don't keep it with me. So when I'm going to go home today and sit on my computer, I'll find out if I've made profit or not. Ideally, if it's bought me 5, 6, 7 coins, 10 coins, whatever coins that, whatever coins there are, it would have done that and taken profit and exited me as well at the same time. So I would go and find my Solana sitting in my wallet, and yeah, Bob's your uncle, But of course, I'm playing with money I could afford to lose. And like for me, when I play these kind of games, I try to like when I'm topping up the thing, I tend to not go more than half Solana, 1 Solana. Why? Because they're freaking risky. But a lot of the time, people don't understand. You can put 0.1 Solana into a coin, the bot does it for you, and you come out with 10 Solanas. I'm not joking. There's been occasions where 0.1 Solana gives you freaking 10 Solanas. It's hilarious, because you just 100x your money in a single trade within a few minutes. It happens. I'm not joking. It happens. So, of course, am I going to risk 10 Solanas? No, that's a bit greedy. Why would I want to do that? Because the worst thing is a lot of people go in heavy, and I've seen that as well, right? It's hilarious, right? They feed the bot 10 Solanas, so they're like, okay, I'm willing to go and buy 1 Solana's worth. What they don't realize is the developer or someone out there who's already front run them, right? So all of the front running bots, right? They're sitting there, they front run you, and then when you put one entire Solana in or 10 Solanas in, they snipe you. They dump it on you, and they move off. So hence why I play slightly different. Instead of course, if I know it's a pre-launch or whatever, I know this, then I'll go heavy, because I want to be the first one who's going to dump on the others, right? But with certain criterias, I'm waiting for everybody else to pump it for me, so I can just dump it and just leave. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's a war game, right? You go out there, someone's got to win, right? Not everyone's going to win. So I know it sounds kind of cringy, sounds kind of wrong, but I'm here to make money. So end of the day, yeah, if somebody else loses money, it's not my problem. I don't know who they are. But as I said, I don't play crazy. Like as I said, half Solana is max I would put on an order. But normally I wouldn't, even on something that I'm really, really bullish, maybe 1 Solana. Yeah. But even then, yeah, I'm very careful, very careful. And yeah, there are great exchanges, great bots, Telegram bots. Some of them are really freaking awesome, I'm telling you. So yeah, give it a go, try it out. I haven't got any links below, but you know, if you guys want, just research it. If you want, I'll tell you what they are. But yeah, Tim Goodson, is this halal? Tim Goodson says, is this halal? Do you care if it's halal or haram? If you do, tell me. Honestly, I'm not joking. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm a Muslim. So you tell me if you care if it's halal or haram. You answer that and then I'll answer you. So it's a simple question back to you. Right? I will answer if it's halal or haram, but do you care? That's the question. I'm waiting for you, Tim. I'll briefly tell you what could be haram, right? What could be haram is, say for example, leverage trading, right? It's haram because you're going out there, you're trading with money to make more money. That could be haram, right? So that's definitely not halal. But I'm not a religious guy anyway. Now, when you're talking about halal, that's a different story. You've invested, say for example, $100 on a spot market. You've invested $100, and your $100 becomes $1,000. I think it would be not halal if you didn't take your profit, because your asset hasn't changed. Your 10 assets is still 10 assets. You know what I mean? And yeah, if it's worth more, then you just take your profit out. I don't think it's halal. It's haram at all. And to give you a good analogy, you bought a piece of land, right? You paid $10,000 for a piece of land, just, you know, a little plot somewhere. You bought that for $10,000. Tomorrow, if it's worth $100,000, wouldn't you sell it for $100,000? Because that's the going rate. If you would sell it for that, how is that halal or haram? Do you see what I mean? So that's what you got to look at, because the way a lot of people are like, when you, it also depends, like if there are other complexities as well. People talk about Sharia and all sorts of other complexities, like for example intent. So for example, I'll give you a good one. So I've talked about how I have a coin. It's in, link is in the description, guys. So I have a coin that I've launched. I haven't marketed it anywhere. I haven't promoted it anywhere. Well, currently now I have, but before, when I first launched it, this is about 3 or 4 days ago, when I launched it, I didn't market it anywhere. I didn't create a Telegram group to market it, and I didn't pay anybody to go and shill it for me. None of that business. So until 3-4 days ago, when I launched it, after I launched it, I did some marketing myself, but I haven't paid anyone, done nothing. Also, I don't hold any, right? I don't hold any. So my intent for all of those marketing and everything that I'm doing personally is not for myself. It's so people who buy it, they can benefit. And it's on a pre-sale right now. So people who buy it right now. In fact, actually, there was a brother, he asked me something earlier on. I think I was going to answer back to him. I was going to call him, but I didn't. Anyway, KR, this is for you, right? So let me explain a few things here. And I think other boys as well, Roach is here. And I think Des is here. I'm not sure if Des is here. If he is, then this one will explain everything. So the coin itself is in a pre-launch, right? In a pre-launch, one of the best positions anyone could be in, right? First of all, you're buying it before it is publicly released. That's one. In order for it to be publicly released, it has to reach a level of around $75,000 to $100,000 market cap. That's the rules that we have on Pump Fund currently, right? And it's a Pump Fund token. So, and I don't hold any. So now what happens is people who buy early, so the first person who buys gets the biggest discount. And then the next person that buys doesn't get, as you know, doesn't pay the same price. He pays a little bit more. So as people come in, more and more people come in, right? They're kind of front running each other, and the last person pays the most amount of money. And of course, when it goes to the public, they pay the highest amount of money because everybody else can now exit, right? Because everyone's actually technically in profit. So for example, if someone bought 10% of the supply when it was day one, right? And they're the first wallet who bought 10% of the supply, right? And say if someone bought it when it goes to $100,000 market cap, well, that 10% of the supply would be worth 10 times more. You see what I mean? So the earlier someone buys, whether you buy $10, $20, $100, even a $1, right? I say to people, just buy $1, just have fun, right? Even if they buy $1, that it could be potentially worth 10 times more, because as other people come in, you're now increasing your value. So that's that. But of course, I'm not shilling anything here. And end of the day, I'm not advising doing any monetary advice here. As I said, guys, I don't gain anything from this. You know, the only reason I did it was for the community. So I did it with a good intention for the community, and because of the way I did that, it's like my intent is halal. Does that make sense? My intent is halal. And if people invest and they make 10 times more the value because of the thing, also that is halal as well, because they didn't actually speculate on it. That's one of them. They could speculate. I mean, that's human nature, right? But the coin didn't change. If they hold 1,000 coins, it's still 1,000 coins. It's just now somebody else is willing to pay more. You know what I mean? And work is being put in. So we also say you need to it needs to be proof of work, right? The proof of work is you've gone in and you've physically invested that money. Now, one thing that could be kind of haram or maybe even makruh, or what do you call this? It's like charity, is airdrops. Airdrops, that could be a charity, do you know what I mean? So that could be treated differently. But as I said, it doesn't fall into a category of halal or haram. So I just gave you a whole Islamic version of all of this. I don't know if many people here are Muslims, but I hope I didn't bore you with the Islamic lecture. But that's what it is when you're talking about, is it halal and this and that. You know, intent matters. What the token does matters. Like some utility tokens are actually like staking. Technically, staking is technically haram, right? In our religion, right? But do I really care? I don't. I'm not that religious. I'm not that religious. I'm not religious at all, to be honest. I'm being honest with you. You know, I'm not one of those who's going to say something. I'm definitely not. Tim Goodman says, I'm conducting research. Christians use fiat. Fiat is haram. Fiat is haram. So fiat definitely is haram. Any money is haram. And I'll tell you this, right? So sorry, I didn't see your chat before. Fiat is definitely haram because fiat is interest bearing and it's money that's created from thin air, right? And then you are forced to use that money. That is absolutely, absolutely wrong. That is not the Christian way, the Bible way, the Abrahamic faith way. That is not, right? Money has to be something that everybody trusts, not being forced on. Because if you're forced on, then it's not money. But that's what we are. And then on top of that, we're using something that's called a promissory, right? So promissory, which is actually goes back to this 11th century. I don't know if you know about this. It goes way back to 11th century. So our monetary system goes way back to 11th century. And it works from there. So it was actually made by the Crusaders, the French-speaking Viking Crusaders, actually. So they created our modern day banking system. Not saying anything about them, obviously, but what I'm saying is the way the money is being created now, there is absolutely nothing behind it. There's nothing backing it. And that kind of makes it dodgy because, and then on top of that, interest is and all of that, it just makes it dodgy, you know. But yeah, even look, there's no angels in the Islamic countries as well. Let's put it this way, right? There are plenty of Islamic countries out there using the exact same financial system. So nobody's an angel. So all fiat currency all around the globe, to me, is haram if we want to go down that route. Crypto is probably the most halal version of any kind of a currency that we have out there, just because of the way it starts off, right? Especially the main blockchains, the way they start off, because they're blockchain, you mine it or you do something to get it. There's some form of a work required for you to get it, right? As long as you do that some form of work to get it, yeah, you're fine, in my opinion, at least, right? The way I look at things and the way the Sharia also explains as well. They say yes, you know, as long as there's proof of work, it's fine. So Bitcoin is like the sound money, the solid money, right? And as real as it gets to the books, because there was some massive arguments about that. Finally, they've agreed. They said, actually, it's proof of work. All this computing power, everything goes in. A lot of people put effort into it, and it's actually people's money. It's not just something that comes from thin air. So that was the comparison there, even though it is digital. Do you know what I mean? As I said, it's complexities. You know, we can look into that. But end of the day, we're in crypto. We're here to make money. We want to make money. Some of us are doing leverage every now and then. Now, for me, for example, I'm always transparent about it. I don't do leverage trading all the time. However, right, like my main leverage that I would do are probably once or twice a year. Those are my main leverage trading. And then seasonal, like, means like if we're in a pump, if we're in a run, if I see a short-term run. So for example, the indicators are telling me that for the next 1 or 2 weeks we're going to be bullish, I'll go and I'll do a trade. But I normally don't trade with my own money. And I've explained this on other videos as well. Yesterday's video, day before, I explained this as well. I don't trade with my own money. So what I do is if I put my money inside, and I've explained this the other day as well. Say for example, I put $1,000 in, and my $1,000 is now valued at $2,000. I take my $1,000 back, and I go and enjoy life, or I keep it for other investments. Whatever's remaining, like the 50% of the coin that's remaining, I usually use that to do the leverage and this and that. So it's not my money. That's kind of my psychology behind it. So I am concerned about halal and haram because, of course, I don't eat haram. So why would I use haram, right? So I have that consciousness behind me, even though I'm not religious, right? Consciously, I do think about that in some form or a manner. But it's just my method of kind of by default, I just don't use my money. I use the money that I receive for free. That I call it free money, anything that's profit free money, and I use that to increase or sometimes just to hedge myself. And I've explained that in another video. I say, look, if that coin then goes 10x, then by all means I've made 10x from free money, but it's not my initial money. My initial investment always comes out. And sometimes if I think the market's not doing well, I might take 10% of that profit money and actually leverage with that as well as a hedge, just in case something goes south. Do you know what I mean? So it's just my way. It's just my way anyway. You know, not everybody needs to follow those kind of methods, but that's what it is. But yeah, halal, haram, these are a whole different story. But it's good. You're doing research. It's good. Be curious. Be curious. Honestly, be curious. Ask questions. And it doesn't matter what faith you're from. Just sometimes, you know what, if you just look at what it is in reality, like, is it socially correct? You know what I mean? Is it politically correct what's happening? It's not. Because imagine we have a government now, or the, you know, in most of the Western countries, right? They literally just phone up and say, oh, I need $1 billion printed, or I need €1 billion printed, or I need £1 billion printed, right? And someone just presses a button and boom, magic money just appears in your account. No one's done anything for it. No, there's no work for it. Nothing. So sad reality, you know, but that's how it is, you know. So if our governments want to buy the entire Bitcoin supply, like the 2,000 coins that are hovering around on the exchanges, they can do it because they can press a button, print the cash, go and buy it, free money. They can do that. And I'm sure that's what they've been doing. Sad reality. So let me know, guys, if there's any other questions, let me know. You know, I wasn't intending to be here for an hour today. I was thinking about like an hour or something. But yeah, I mean, we got quite a bit here. My brother says, buy now or wait. What do you want to buy? That's the question. My brother, tell me, what do you want to buy? Tell me what you want to buy, and then I'll tell you whether you should buy it or not. So how about that? Right? Because if you're thinking about buying Bitcoin, yeah, you can, but you know, buy now or wait 1 minute. But what are you trying to buy? That's the question, though. What are you trying to buy? Tell me. Because if I know what you're trying to buy, like maybe, okay, you don't have to tell me what coin. Maybe you're trying to buy some meme coins. By all means, go and buy some meme coins. Those ones, yeah, you know, 10 seconds, whatever, buy as many as you want, right? In fact, today, one of the coin that's been pumping hard today is a meme coin called Squid Games. Remember Squid Games, the one that rug pulled everyone? Was all over the news and all the media. Well, that's back again, and I'm sure it's the same developers. Peak now, okay, my brother, Peak, right? Okay, so I have had a look at Peak. I'm just gonna say be careful, right? I've had a look at Peak. I forgot what the protocol was called, but I've had a look at Peak, and yeah, just didn't. I can actually tell you what it was. Give me a second. Peak, I'm just going to tell you, if you are bullish on it, great. If you are holding bags on it, great. But just be careful, because what I've seen doesn't really look that good for Peak. Okay, 1 second. I'm just searching it right now. So it's on Base, it's on Solana, it's on thing. Which one are you talking about? Let's see, which Peak are you talking about? Because there's a whole bunch of Peak. There's loads of them. And I think it's all the same ones anyway, because they're on base network, they're on Solana, they're on Ethereum, right? So there's three places that they're on. Let's just say, for the sake of this, let's just go to the one on Ethereum. I'm just going to go into the one on Ethereum, right? And so far, right? Let's change this. All right. So far, it looks good. Charts, everything looking good, to be honest, right? So I'm being honest with you, it looks good. But when I look at some of the market data, things don't look as good, right? Come on. So I'm trying to get to the thing. So it doesn't look good. Also, the other thing I've seen is some of the like coin market cap and this and that, when I'm searching for it, if I flip the networks, go to base network or something, there's so much red flags and warnings coming up saying it's high risk. So just be cautious, because it has suffered some big pumps and dumps. I wouldn't look at that, honestly, unless you're at the beginning of a pump, then by all means, right? But I'm not going to advise anything. Pengu, we did Pengu the other day. So Pengu's, like, we already bought Pengu. Now Pengu's pumping for us. So I'm not sure what to say about Pengu. If you are going to dip into it, all I say to everybody, guys, whatever coins you pick, have a look at where it is right now, and if there's a chance of a dip, because obviously anything that goes up is going to come down. Put a stop loss. As long as you can practice stop loss, you should be fine, right? Because you wouldn't lose too much, because last thing you want to do is become a bag holder, right? Vanna, I see Vanna. Vanna. So Vanna, let's see. I think it's this one. Let's see the market. Okay, Vanna's on Binance and everything as well. That looks like a good project. So let's have a look at the entire market and see where it is. Looking at Vanna, where it is right now, currently sitting on the market, if that is the one you're looking at. It's on Coinbase and everything. It's red. Red is good, right? Red, you can't go wrong. I always say to people, look, if there's a coin that's gone up significantly and then come back down significantly, it's not bad. When you start looking at some of the data and how much money there is, right? Yeah, it's not bad. So we've got a fully diluted market cap of $2.26 billion. Current market cap is $567 million. That's good. So that one has low risk compared to Peak. So Peak, just be careful. I did see it. Peak, just be careful. Right. Pengu, obviously, it's on a hype right now. It's going to do its thing. So let me know, guys. Let me know. If there's any other questions, please let me know. If not, then yeah. I hope everyone's got good plans for New Year. I mean, what are you all planning to do in the new year? No, that's something I think I need to ask everybody, because I might be vanishing. So in the new year, I might vanish for a week or two. I need a break, honestly. So I might actually vanish for a week or two. Kind of need to go and enjoy myself. You know what I mean? Lil Joey says, I'm thinking on investing in watches. Watches are good investment depending on what you're investing on, right? I got a friend of mine, he only buys and sells Rolexes, and that's his only income. So he's a proper watch trader. He does Rolex, and he's got good connections as well. Funnily, I've noticed he's got massive good connections. So he buys watches from eBay and whatnot. He knows how to spot the genuine ones and whatnot, and then he sells them, and he's earning a decent living. That's all he does, by the way. So he buys watches, you know, and as I said, he does Rolexes and this and that. He's got good connections with Rolex in themselves as well. So yeah, he's been doing all right. Watches are good if you know what you're doing. If you got the good connections, and you know, it's good money. Good money. My brother says I'm getting more Vanna and Pengu then. Pengu, as I said, it's already in the hype right now, so just be careful with Pengu. But Vanna looks good. Just looking at the structure of the market, Vanna looks okay. You know, nothing too bad about it. Yeah, mean, if you want to see, I can show you the chart. Let me flip the chart for you just to show you what I see on the Vanna. So this is Vanna, as you can see, Vanna, right? And this is what I'm seeing for Vanna on the chart, and that looks beautiful. That's a beautiful chart, right? Also, when you look at markets, you can see how many exchanges Vanna is available. So when you look here, you can see where the highest liquidity is, and the highest liquidity right now is on BNB, right? $67 million. So when you start looking at these, then you get a little bit of confidence into some of these projects, you know. So that's how I look at my projects. But when I look at Peak, I get warnings, and when I looked at it as well, I kind of went to their website and everything. They've been around for a long time, by the way. Peak has been around since 2020 or something like this. So they've been around for a long time. Turns out they were already rugged, right? It just didn't make any sense, and I'm not sure what's going on. That's CoinMarketCap, brother. CoinMarketCap. I use CoinMarketCap app on my device. CoinMarketCap. So it's easier than going onto the browser, because on the browser I've got to go and search and this and that. I've got the app. So yeah, basically the device I'm doing the live stream and the device in my car, they're synced. So the Google Play Store is synced. So whatever I download here, I can press a button and it also downloads it on the thing as well. So kind of easy. Yeah. But yeah. Keep an eye on those, guys. Keep an eye on those. And also, look, now I'm going to do a plug. I know a lot of you guys come here. I'm going to do a plug. Look in the description. The 0x token, there's a good opportunity there. That's what I'm going to say to people. And I'm saying this for you guys, right? If we can take this token to the public, reach that 75K, $100,000 market cap, even if people buy $1 worth, that's all I'm saying. Just buy $1 worth and spread the word, right? At least you know it's me. Because how many crypto projects do you know where the founder's there with his face and saying, look, guys, buy this, it's for the community? And I think there's a lot of opportunity there. I hope that you guys could thank me at one time and come to me and say to me, Sham, thank you very much for your call, because at least we made money, because that's an opportunity. And this is, by the way, this also, and I want to be transparent, and I've been transparent with people before as well, on the live streams as well, guys. I want to be completely transparent with you guys. It's our own channel's coin, 0x Files. It's in the description. It's on Pump Fund. I launched the coin the other day and I announced it on the thing. Lil Joey, I don't have a specific Discord group related to the my crypto coin, because it's the channel's coin. It's my normal Discord. So the channel's Discord is the Discord. My own personal x.com Twitter account is the coin's Twitter account, because I'm transparent. The only thing that I had to make recently was the website. I just made that. But Telegram is my own Telegram for the channel, which no one's there. I don't promote it there anyway. So that's there. Everything that you see is me. This is me. You know what I mean? It's all in the description, bro. It's all in the description, right? Everything what you see is me, right? And the best part is you can go and verify, right? My wallet is there. My wallet address is there. You can verify. I didn't buy any. So I'm waiting. I said to everyone, I said, guys, 6 months down the line, yeah, I'll buy some. But right now, I want everybody else to buy, because it will make me proud. But there's one other thing as well. And if you listen carefully, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So this coin was launched as an experiment. Understand, hence why I didn't want anything. I said, guys, this one, I don't want anything, right? If you guys want to, later on, if you all become millionaires or whatever, right? If this coin all of a sudden goes to $1 million market cap, right? And all of you guys 100x your money, you're welcome to send me some, right? Within the 6 months. Of course, 6 months later, I'll buy. However, this is an actual test and an experiment. It's an experiment for a movement that I'm about to start, right? And what I'm planning to do. So if this becomes a success, then there's more things that I'm planning. In fact, this entire video talking about AI agents, as I mentioned earlier on. So if you rewind back, I mentioned I'm actually a developer. So I'm also looking at AI agents myself, and then if I do an AI agent, there may be opportunities where I could actually give you guys that opportunity to say, guys, here, we're doing a pre-sale. Here you go. You got the first dibs. Does that make sense? So I'm thinking that way. I'm like, look, I don't want to be an anonymous community. I don't want to create an anonymous community and say, some random guy on Telegram shilling and pumping and whatever, some random guy on Twitter, God knows when he created his account. No, I'm the guy. This is my face. Come and ask me questions. Do you know what I mean? So I'm here. Whatever you want to know, I'll answer those questions to you. And then basically build something off that, and then hopefully move forward to the point where I'm thinking like my big goal would be to have some sort of an exchange or some sort of a decentralized exchange, because look, we're getting to that point where a lot of the rules around the world, like for example, micro rules is coming on the 30th of December. I think Europe, all the countries in the Europe, or the exchanges in Europe, they have until the 30th of December to delist USDT. So USDT is now going to be a decentralized stablecoin, right? If it survives, and I think it will thrive now. It's going to be a decentralized stablecoin. So more and more people are going to be affected like this, because end of the day, when you have all of these founders and exchanges connected to a lot of institutions, right? Because a lot of them they get funding from them. Those were the ones that have to abide by the rules, right? And I think there's space there for us to have something. And I think if we can have something in a positive way where the entire community is part of it as a collaboration, and I mentioned to everyone today on Discord as well, I said at some stage we might even get to the point where I might actually make everybody the directors and the governors of that protocol. Why not? Do you see what I mean? Because it's going to be a collaboration. So that's I complete humble thoughts, and my intentions are not bad. I know a lot of people might be thinking I want to make money or something. No, guys, that's not my intention. Money will come, but I think you need to focus less on the money. You focus on the idea and the movement before you focus on the money. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, money, when we get to that state, everyone's going to make money. So what's the harm in that? There's no harm in that. But to start off the movement, we need to grow the community, have an honest community, a community who can come here and talk to me about it and say like, okay, this is the guy, this is Sham, what's going on? Ask me anything, because I'm not going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. You got a funny name, bro. Jukota. You should want an exchange. You should want a lightning node. You should not want an exchange. You should want a lightning node. I do have a lightning node. Who said I don't have a node? I'm running Bitcoin Core at home, brother. And I do have a lightning node of my own where I can actually do transaction through that. But of course, all of those are good things. As I said, look, I'm a BTC maxi, but I also see things for what they are, right? I don't care if it's a scam project, whatever. So many other different projects out there. I will go and buy. Do you see what I mean? I will happily buy. But one thing that I really want is, what about a project that we all know and it's yours? That's my movement. My movement is, I want you guys, like anybody who's part of the community or who participates, I want these guys, I want everyone to be the governors, the directors of this project. Does that make sense? Because normally what you get is someone creates the project, everybody comes and pumps, a big group of founders or creators come along, everyone's got these, they're all Einsteins, right? They come and they create something, and then you're just funding them. And then what happens? Nothing. I'm saying, why fund them? Fund yourself. Own it. You own that project. You see what I mean? So that's my whole vision. It's like, do you know what? Let's do something different. Change the whole freaking game. Jukota, I can't pronounce your name. Maxi, are you living 100% in BTC? I used to. So, but I still am in a particular way, because all of my profits go back to BTC. So technically, I am still a maxi. I make money on altcoins and I save it on my BTC. BTC for me is not a currency. I know a lot of people say BTC, is a currency, cryptocurrency. For me, BTC is not cryptocurrency. It's a freaking savings account. BTC is a savings account. You don't look at BTC. When you buy BTC, you're not thinking about selling BTC, right? You put whatever money you make money on altcoins. Altcoins is for making money, BTC is for saving that money. If that makes sense. So, Lil Joey, exactly. BTC is an alternative to gold for me, exactly. So, gold is going to be too heavy for me to carry or whatever to store. BTC is my gold. right? But as I said, it's a store of value for me. It's not currency for me. So I won't go and pay with BTC to buy something. No. But however, I'll happily spend Ethereum, and I have done that. 2019, 2019, 2019 to 2021, I was spending Ethereum to basically pay my bills. I'll happily spend those altcoins. That's you make money with altcoins. You spend altcoins, no problem. BTC, you don't spend. Now, I've always said that to people. I said, guys, whenever I take profit, I always take a nice little chunk and I put it into BTC in a particular wallet where I don't even have the keys to. So I've made sure I don't have the keys to that and I don't have access to that, but I have the wallet address. So I just send it there. Do you know what I mean? I just send it there. Because as I say, it's a store of value. You never know. So yeah. I'm a weird type of a maxi. I save in BTC, but I also understand what's going on, and I accept everything as well. And I say, do you know what? If there's money to be made, you make the money, because ultimately we're all in it for the money. I don't care about the technology. I know some people, oh, blockchain this, or transactions per second that, fastest blockchain and this that. I don't care. And then they talk about how these geniuses create. I don't care if they're Einsteins. If we've got 10 Einsteins create, I don't care. None of that matters to me, right? What matters to me is, as I mentioned earlier on, how many people hold it. That matters to me. Is it sufficiently decentralized? That matters to me, right? Decentralization definitely matters to me, right? And then basically, can I make more of that coin, trading that coin? If I can, then that's good. I'm a maxi for that as well. And ultimately, if I can make more of that, can I convert it into BTC and then have more BTC? If that's the case, then it's a win-win for me. You know what I mean? It's a win-win for me. So yeah. So Joey, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to start a movement. I don't have the largest community. I know a lot of the guys that do something like this or have done, I wouldn't say similar. They haven't actually. They haven't. I know there's this one guy, he exploded where he created a cryptocurrency using AI, and he done all sorts of stuff and on Twitter, and he had like 69 or 70,000 followers, and he did that and his coin became a success. Great. I don't have that. I mean, I on a monthly basis, I usually get around 1,500 returning viewers. So I get about 1,500 people over 28 days on my channel analytics, right? Who come and watch me. So that's about it. I don't have a large community. Even on Discord, I think we have like 140 people, right? Even on my Twitter, right? I think probably about 200 people follow me or something, right? So I don't have a large community. Hence why I'm not one of those guys who's trying to market to a large community and do something. No, there's nothing. I'm not here to gain anything off you. However, if this movement can continue and I can get it to a level where we have enough people who have faith in the project and understand what I'm trying to do, then later on, I want to actually create something where everybody is the governor, and to the point where if it's successful, and of course through the ventures, if I end up basically doing something and I think it's quite good enough, I will give it to you guys for free. I'm not even going to charge you. You don't even have to invest. So whatever my ultimate plan is, that part, if things work out the way I'm expecting it to, because as I said, this is the first stage. This is an experiment, right? This is a test, an experiment. If this is successful, then I go to stage two. But if this is not successful, I'm not even going to mention stage two. Do you see what I mean? Right? What's the point? Because if the community doesn't trust and doesn't want to support, then I'm not going to move to stage two, right? So that's how I'm treating this. Now, if the community supports and it's a success, then we move to the stage two. Stage two, yes, we launched something as a community, as a collaboration, we launched that. That's our movement being started. Stage three is where I want to launch something that's there for everybody. And everybody gets like a real world share in that company, or maybe a wallet distribution or whatever, profit distribution or whatever. Everybody gets that, right, on chain. You see what I mean? And nobody has to even invest a penny, because I'll be investing my own money. And it's not the first time I've done it before, so it's not something I haven't done before. But this community, I just want something great for it, and I want to be transparent, and I want to be open, so people know, hold on, this guy's creating something for us. Wouldn't you like to have some sort of a residual income for the rest of your life, as long as that project's alive? Do you see what I mean? And I think that's the opportunity that a lot of I want to offer to people. But to get to that, I have to go through my test phase, right? Once the test is over, then I have to do the main phase. And if the main phase is over, then we move on to the next stage. So unless those steps are met, these are criteria. Unless we meet those criteria, we can't go anywhere. Hence why I say to people, I say, guys, we're just trying to get to 75. I think Pump Fund said $75,000 or 100,000. I think $75,000. That's the market cap we need to get to. Even if people buy $1 worth, right, just $1 and holds it, we can get to that anytime. We can get to there very soon. So that's all I'm saying, you know. And as I said, I don't have the largest amount of followers or anything like this, so don't fear. I'm not doing a pump and dump, guys. That's not my intention. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you about it, you know. I'm not doing anything on the level of Richard Hart either. I know we mentioned him the other day as well, but I'm not doing anything on his level either. I'm not sitting here promoting, guys, I want to do this. I'm trying to raise capital, go and invest. No, none of that. I'm not raising anything. This is just for the community, but this is a test. That's the most important thing. The fact is, this is a test. Joey says, let's create alias names and create pump and dump schemes. Don't know till if it's legal, a good business. We need a nice name, website, and graphics designer and social media manager. There are so many pump and dumps. I'm by the way, look, I've never created a pump and dump. I'm member of many pump and dump groups. Many pump and dump. How do you think I find some of these good coins and this and that large people are going to go and pump? There are hundreds of thousands of people sometimes in some of these groups, and collaboratively, say the group organizer on Telegram, for example. That's why I hate Telegram and I switch it off. I do sometimes visit them, but when I go there, you see what the group owner would say, we're pumping this coin on this particular day. Now, I know very well they've already bought it. Do you know what I mean? When they market it, they've already bought a nice decent bag, and they just wait for the coin, the other group members to get there. Now, believe me, most of the group members actually also make money. It's not like they don't, hence why they're still successful. Some people lose, sadly, but the whoever the group organizer, they dump before everybody else. Lil Joey says, how much have you made of crypto? I've made a lot. I've been in it since 2015. My first ever Bitcoin that I bought was $200. So I'll let you do the maths there. Made enough. But I'm not, how would I say this? I'm not one of those, how can I explain this? I'm not like some of those guys that you see on YouTube where all of a sudden when they make it, all of a sudden they change, you know, what they wear, what car they drive, what house they live. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not that guy. For me, what matters more is future security. For example, I'm not interested in pensions and this and that. I'm thinking about moving out of the country, so I'm investing elsewhere, right? Having a house, having a property, those kind of things are important. Life, like, you know, can I die in a bed that I own, right? You know, in a home that I own. That's my vision, basically. So those are the things that I'm looking at. I'm not really interested in any other material stuff. To me, it doesn't make any difference. You know, I'm not materialistic. Never been, never will be. Yes, many people bought and sold. I've got so I still have some post on. I can share something on Discord. So if you want to join Discord, I'll share something on Discord. I have a picture of all the Bitcoin prices, and I was telling people, look, guys, and it's actually on my Facebook. On my Facebook banner is that picture that says, look, that's a Bitcoin, and I think the highest price there was about $1,700, right? And in 2017, when we went to $19,000, I actually exited at $14,000. So I didn't even go to 19. I just exited before that because I had the prior signal, so I exited, right? I did that. In 2021, I think it was about $58,000 I exited. So, you know, that's when I see a signal, I don't care how high it goes, I'll exit or put a stop loss and get out. Back in the days, by the way, so I used to be such a Bitcoin fanatic. I didn't even trade with a stop loss. That's how crazy I used to be. I didn't, you know. Lil Joey says, how much do I invest? I can't tell you that on a live stream, my brother. I'll have the CIA, the MI5, the GCHQ, the British government, and political leaders from all over the country, and a bunch of assassins coming after me, bro. So that's not happening on a live stream. No way. Let's just put it this way. It's not happening, bro. The one thing you don't do in crypto, doesn't matter how much crypto you own, don't flash it to anybody. Don't. Don't flash it to anybody because you're going to get mugged. Don't. Joey says black money, pay taxes, yes or no? Let me explain, right? So during the time when I entered the market, the law in the country says we don't have to pay taxes on crypto during the time when I entered. So this is, you have to understand the keyword here. So when I entered the game, up to that time, what's up, Al? Nice to see you, my brother. During that time, our prime minister stood on a podium. During that time, our prime minister stood on a podium and said, there is no taxes for crypto. So think about that. That's when I entered the game. Of course, since then, taxes have changed, right? But some of those coins, like for example, when the taxes change, it means that if I enter, if I exit, if I convert, if I swap now, for example, 2024, all of those rules have been adopted that every transaction I do, even if I swap, I make profit, whatever I sell, they're all now accountable and taxable, right? But my stack prior to these rules coming were already gone. Let's just say it that way, right? I don't care if people say it's black money, dodgy money, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. They're gone, right? Because as I said, I'm not materialistic. I'm thinking about my future. So I've already moved them, right? So for me, since then, I haven't had a taxable event. Of course, now when I'm buying and selling and this and that, yeah, they're all taxable event. Of course, I want to pay my taxes, right? But anything prior to that, well, I lost the keys. I lost the keys, bro. So yeah, just leave it that way. I think you missed the part when I said I'm not planning to live in the country. I'm planning to leave the country, and I can tell you, many people have already left the country. So many people who have like in UK. So I'm from UK, London, right? Many guys who bought crypto during that time, right? Few £100, few $100. Let's put it this way: these guys have taken an early retirement and already left the country because of our current rules and regulations. No, Cayman Island is too expensive, but people have left. Let's put it this way: people have left. Right, many people. In fact, it's on all of the news as well. Many people who have made millions in crypto have exited, and it's not just UK, other countries as well. They're just leaving. They're going to Dubai and whatnot, right? Other countries which are tax-free countries, they're just going there. So when they go there, they don't need to take $1 million worth of Bitcoin in a suitcase. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't take more than 10,000, right? They don't do that. They just memorize the seed phrase and go there and just open a wallet. Happy days, and you got your Bitcoin. So that's what they're doing basically. And I think this is okay. There sounds wrong for some people. Oh, this guy didn't pay taxes. Well, actually, if you're going to make people's life difficult, then people have no choice. Do you know what I mean? People have no choice. So that's what it is. But as I said, I've like since 20 middle of 2015 to now, I've bought and sold. 2017, obviously I sold. But since then, right, anything I've bought, I've just bought. So technically I've just expensed. I haven't really taken it out, cashed out, if that makes any sense. Because all I do is just buy and just send, buy and send. I don't cash out because crypto's not paying my bills. Do you know what I mean? So, Cayman Islands. That's where the thing is. What's his name, man? The guy from Real Vision, Raoul Paul. Raoul Paul's in Cayman Islands. But listen, Cayman Islands, he was there way before crypto. Raoul Paul made his money way before that. You know, he used to be a banker, right? He's a traditional banker, right? So he's got his connections. So yeah, you've got to take a pinch of salt. Yeah, some of the stuff he says is true about crypto when he's saying he's definitely doing good analysis, good macro analysis there, definitely true. But you got to take a bit of things with a pinch of salt because he's already made his millions and millions before he moved to it. Advanced Gaming, what's up, good people? Just joined. Awesome, my brother. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. You know what? I was gonna make this stream like half an hour, get my point across, and then now we're here like 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes, and no problem. Carry on. I don't mind. We'll carry on. If people want to ask more questions, we'll talk about it. Not an issue. That's what it is. That's Cayman Islands was given that kind of thing. And it was the whole Cayman Island originally was done by the British bankers anyway. It was British banking. They needed a place, they needed another island, but now it's not the same. But still there, Seychelles and all of that, it's the same difference. There's always a corner, listen, there's always a corner in the world, somewhere in the world, right, where you'll have some sort of a tax break. And of course a lot of people are now openly saying, you know what, people who don't want to hide their funds. So people who don't want to hide their funds, Cayman Islands, obviously, if you want to hide your funds, you go to Cayman Islands, you go to Seychelles, or Liechtenstein or whatever. Somewhere there's a corner of Germany, there's like a state in Germany. You go there, right? That's where security stuff happens, because Swiss is not the same anymore. It used to be, but not anymore, right? For whatever reason, I don't know. And then people who are not afraid, they're happy to show how much money they got. Guess what? They go to Dubai, they go to the Arab countries, because it's easier to become a resident, like buy a passport or whatever, become a resident over there, and then flash your cash, no problem. Do you know what I mean? Because that government doesn't tax you, you know. So that's what it is, man. So it is what it is. But as I said, like, if you do hold crypto, guys, my advice to you guys is whatever amount you hold, right? Please, please, please do not go flash your crypto. Don't. Doesn't matter, even if it's $100 worth, do not flash your crypto, right? Like me, like for example, I'm a crypto YouTuber, and sometimes I get invited. Sorry, give me 1 second. So I'm just filling up some juice in my thing. Sometimes I get invited to meetings and other kind of events where people are, oh, would you like to come, and this and that. If it's private, I'm not interested unless I know the person, right? But normally, if it's a crowded room with 100 people, I'll go. The reason is because you never know, right? Because someone knows, okay, you're a crypto YouTuber, they know, like, you've been in crypto for XYZ amount of years. They make an assumption. And there's been occasions where they've hijacked people, robbed them, and all sorts of other stuff. Do we really need that? So my advice to everybody is, guys, always protect yourself. Don't expose how much you got. Never ask another person how much they got, right? And if you do have money, then just stay decentralized. That's what I want to say. Stay decentralized, right? Forex trading, advanced gaming was something I used to do back in 2008 all the way to 2015. I actually used to do Forex. It's quite big on it. For me, it was like my side hustle, right? Let's just say my side hustle. So I had a normal job, obviously, but I used to do that as well. And yeah, I made it right. I did it right. But honestly, since I tasted crypto, and since I looked at the volatility and seeing 10, 15, 20% almost every other day, right? Yeah, it just didn't work for me. Of course, when I came and started trading crypto, I had to forget how I traded Forex. So all the analysis and all the methods are because of the percentage, right? So I changed that. That then gave me a better perspective. But of course, all the experience that I have in Forex, that helped me in crypto as well. Hence why I can kind of predict what's going to happen, where it's going to happen, and this and that. Now I'm actually weaker in Forex than thing. So it's a bit weird. So Joey says, let's buy an island. Joey, believe it or not, I think on this channel, right at the beginning, so about 4 years ago, some of the videos, before something happened. So I've lost a lot of money in crypto. I got hacked, right? So I lost a shit ton of money. Basically, I lost all of my Ethereum in a particular wallet, right? It got hacked, right? Drained, completely freaking drained. And it's a mistake I made, and I'm never doing that mistake again, right? So my entire wallet got drained. I've lost a shit ton of money. Prior to that, I was telling people I'm going to buy an island. I'm not joking. I was thinking about buying an island in the Maldives or this and that. So let that be a little bit of a calculation to you how much I probably would have had. All right. So yeah, it was devastating, and then after that, one after the other, I had other issues as well. And then like in last May, May just gone, I also lost my business as well. So all of these things, like for me, I had 2024 for me has been a freaking bad year. 2023 and 2024, devastating, right? So many different things happened. And there was a few months where I wasn't even on YouTube. Honestly, I was like suicidal kind of. But then I had to get my thoughts back together, because obviously there are things that were liquid. Those are the ones that I've lost. but there are things that are illiquid, and those are things I'm still hoping. And when I look at that, I see a positive thing. I'm like, at least I did something right. You know what I mean? So even though I made so many mistakes with investments and projects and all sorts of other stuff that I did, and crypto, this is not my first. So this is my first officially launched meme coin, right? This is the first officially launched meme coin, but it is not the first project I've worked on. There's been other projects that I've been working on. There was one project I was working on since 2016. So self-funded, by the way. So, and I've lost a lot of money on that as well. So it is what it is. Right. Advanced Gaming says, I started Forex in 2018, been learning for 5 years, still losing because I keep using too big of a lot size. Nah, bro, you got to go small, man. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that. Also, the other thing is when you're doing Forex, right? Say, for example, you're trading for 8 hours. I don't know, maybe 4 hours. Zoom in, zoom in. That's the only advice I can give you. When you're doing Forex, right? During your trading hours, stay in a tighter zone, like a time zone, right? So, say for example, 10-minute, 15-minute, right? 5-minute, 30 minutes, right? Stay within those time frames and trade the trends, right? Trade the ups and downs on that. Because if you try to do the longer trends with a bigger lot, you're risking more. Don't risk more. That's all I'm saying, right? Just scalp, because that's the best strategy to make money in Forex is scalping, right? Up and down, up and down. Every time it goes red, buy, and same technique I tell people on crypto as well. When it goes red, buy. When it goes green, sell. As long as we're still on an upward trend, you're fine, right? Scalp it, because that's the best way. You're going to make more percentage than most traders, right? Scalp it. That's the key here. Lil says, so what's your qualifications and what do you do? Just curious, and how did you get into crypto? So, I don't have any qualifications. Maybe I do, right? Maybe I do, but let's just put it this way. So I studied business, right? So I studied business. But other than that, most of the other stuff, like kind of self-taught. I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, so I've had multiple businesses. I've been self-employed since the age of 17. Right, so I've been in the game like self-employed for a very long time. So I've been self-employed for a very long time. However, being self-employed, I've also held other jobs. So for example, even though I've had multiple businesses, during that time, for example, in the evening, I had nothing better to do, right? And even now, I'm the exact same. I haven't changed a bit, right? So money hasn't changed me. Let's put it this way, because as I said, I'm not materialistic, right? I'm still the same. Like when I had a business, I was still taxiing and cabbing and doing whatever to make a living, basically, and then obviously doing some FX as well. So I was doing that as well. And so I when I went to before cabbing, I was working for Asda for a little while. So Asda, Walmart, if you know, it was Walmart at that time, right? So I used to own a business, a restaurant. So one of the regional directors, they used to live nearby. So I'm talking about like the southeast of England. So this is the director of the southeast of England. They're like £250,000 a year on base salary. You know what I mean? So they just sit home and do fuck all. Anyway, excuse my language. But they used to come to my restaurant because it was fairly new. We opened in 2005 and they used to come and check it out. So this person's been observing me for some time. And in 2008, they offered me a job. They said, would you like to come and work with us in Walmart to launch the home delivery service in this region? And so I said, look, I've never worked in retail. Look, we're just looking at your management skill. You're going to come in as a manager. I was like, oh, okay, fine. So what are you going to pay? So they said X, Y, Z. So at that time, I said to them, I said, look, I've already got a business. I'm self-employed. For me, I can't be on your payroll at the same time, because I'm already on my own payroll, so I can't be on your payroll. However, if you pay me a salary separately to that, then I can. So in Walmart, I was working for them, but I was on a private salary, right? So I did that. And during that time, there are some paperwork and qualifications we need as well. So you can't just become a manager, even though my position was a manager. I had all the passwords and keywords to do whatever I want on the computer. So the keys, I had those. But I still needed some basic level of qualification for that. So I did some training, 2 years worth of training. During when I was doing training, I bumped into a few people, made a few friends, like managerial training. We were doing that. One particular guy, we became kind of close, right? So, and this is hilarious, right? There's nothing wrong in me telling you this. So he used to buy duty-free cigarettes from somewhere. And so whenever we used to go on a break, he would come and he would just like share his cigarettes with everybody. Right, that's how he made friends basically. So obviously cigarettes are expensive, so you're buying a cigarette, this guy's now giving away. So whenever he used to go for a smoke break, we always used to go for a smoke break, right? Let's put it this way, because he would just give everybody, and the good quality products as well. So anyway, during one of those times, obviously we become friends, and he said to me, "Have you heard of Bitcoin?" I said, "No, I don't, what is that?" And this is 2010, by the way. So in 2010, he's telling me, "Have you heard of Bitcoin?" I'm like, "I don't know." So he said, "Right, let me set you up because I got some Bitcoin. I'll set you up on your wallet, and yeah, I'm gonna give you some Bitcoin." And this is like pennies that time, right? So he gave me a few Bitcoins, and he set up my wallet and whatnot. The the device I had it on, the battery died and it wouldn't charge anymore. So when I put the plug in, it just won't charge. It was dead. It just won't come alive anymore. And I had the device for, I'm one of those, I don't change my devices every year. So I had it for a while. I was like, do you know what? It's time to change it. So I chucked the device in the bin, completely forgot about it because no one said anything about it. I didn't follow it, track it or anything, chucked it in the bin, got my new device, carried on. 2011, I decided to quit ASDA and go into taxi cabbing while I still have the other business. So I'm doing that, and I have a passenger come along, and in 2012, and a passenger, as a joke, says to me, "Would you accept a tip in Bitcoin?" I was like, "Oh, how's that thing doing?" "Yeah, I heard about it." "Yeah, what's it doing now?" And they're like, "Haven't you seen?" I was like, "No, I don't know." They're like, "It's gone to $1,200." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" They're like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm thinking, this is me. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi at that time. I don't even own any because I've chucked it in the bin. I don't know anything about it. Not even bothered. I'm thinking, that's it. It can't go further than that. That's bloody hell, from pennies to 1,200. That's it. It's done. It's done its thing. It's gone. Where is it now? It's gone back to a couple of dollars. Okay, fine. I don't want to know about it. Left it. So I'm not even talking about it anymore. I have no idea. I completely forgot about it until 2015. 2015, another person says to me, "Have you heard about Bitcoin?" I'm like, "Right, okay, hold on. I've heard about this too many times. What is it now?" All right. So I've this one person said to me it went from pennies all the way to $1,200 or something, and then another person goes to me, "Well, it's back to $200." I'm like, "What? No way." So that's when I got interested. You see what I mean? So when I got interested, I started going into it. My first ever Bitcoin purchase was about £17, which is about $20, right? And there was an exchange called Poloniex. I don't know if you remember. There was an exchange called Poloniex. I bought some on Poloniex, and then I did my first ever Coinbase account. So the two accounts I had, Coinbase, and yes, that was it. And I never stopped, to the point where I actually sold a business, sold my share of the business to invest into BTC at that time. So that's the truth, man. That's the truth. I obviously anything that's out there already that people know, public members and everybody know, I'm happy to share that. There are things I can't say, obviously, but that's the story, man. That's the real story. And yeah, I've never looked back. However, I used to be Bitcoin all the way up to 2018. So 2018, I then started to consider altcoins. So for me, up to 2018, I was a complete maxi. Still am to a certain point, as I said, but I started considering altcoins more as well. I started looking into altcoins, and as I've progressed more and more, I'm interested in altcoins because I've noticed that I can make more money on altcoins. So it's not about the um, if I can make more money, then I can make more BTC. So that's what it was. That's the truth. So let me go back and read what's going on. So other than that, I don't have much qualifications. I'm being honest with you, Joey. I'm a hobby developer. I've done many crypto projects. I've launched many crypto projects. To be honest, I have. However, none of them I've never ever mentioned anything to anybody publicly. And also, any one of those projects that I've did, I haven't kept anything. Believe me, I've done many projects and I haven't kept anything. There was one or two coins that I did where I've launched it with, like, for example, one Ethereum. There was one I launched with 5 Ethereums, right? But back then Ethereum was like $70-80, right? So I launched with 5 Ethereums. Do you know what I mean? So I received a whole bunch of tokens, but I didn't really do much with it because I don't go around marketing them, you know, and I don't make them public. But this was the first time where, with this particular coin, first time I'm publicly announcing it, right? Because I think that if we do things the right way, there's a potential for us to become something bigger, and I want to create something bigger. I think that's where the key is. Like, if we can create something that the entire community comes together, why not? And it's just a humble way of doing something. It's like my way of giving something back to the community. Of course, if the community sees that. So that's that. But yeah, I'm not too fussed with qualifications. Not too fast. I've got friends who are aerodynamics engineers, who are other engineers who are heavily qualified, doing something completely different. Like recently, one of my friend's son. So I look younger than I am, right? But one of my friend's son, he finished his degree, like master's degree, in computer science, right? Because he couldn't find a job, he's now working for finance. So it's hard because a lot of people with degrees, unless they do something themselves, it's hard, you know. But I've, as I said, from the age of 17, for me, I actually went and studied university to finish my business management degree, right? I did that later in life. So I didn't do that when I was young. I did that later in life. And I did that just to have a qualification, you know. And as I said, I do have a qualification. I mean, in fact, let's put it this way, my name starts with a doctor. I'm not a mister, I'm actually a doctor. But that's not for everybody to know. I bet that's a bit of a shock. Like, hold on, what the hell did this guy just say? Yeah, so I studied later on, and I managed to get myself a doctor title. But it doesn't matter. It's not related to crypto, so it's fine. Yes, my brother. I went in and I did what I had to do, and yes, have some work published. Let's put it this way: have some work published. You know, so and yeah, but I did it for another reason. Here's the fun part, right? Do you want to hear this? Right? I did it for another reason. I did it because my daughter encouraged me. So she was like, "Dad, you're a smart person. You know what we do. I come to you," because she was doing her masters that time. She's just finished her masters as well. She came up to me and she said, "Look, I'm going to go and I'm going to do my masters in XYZ. And I know you're very intelligent. And the subject that she's studying, she studied political science and criminology. So she said, look, I'm studying political science, law, and criminology. This is the things that she's done. She's like, I'm coming to you for answers, and you're kind of explaining it to me the way you can, and that you're very knowledgeable. So why wouldn't you go out there and do something?" So I said, okay, fine. So I went in and I studied for about 5 years and I did what I needed to do. And I got myself a nice little title. I said, is that good enough? So when the paper came, I was like, is that good enough? I was like, yeah. I said, okay, fine. But I haven't. So funny thing is, I have the title, I have all those certificates, but I didn't change my passport. In fact, my passport is due for renewal, so that time I'll probably add it on. But I didn't change them on my passport, because if I do, then I have to change on my driving license, on my ID card, so many different things. Couldn't be bothered. I was like, nah. But yeah, yeah. Zishan says, "What's the crack, bro? Santa Rally still on?" You know what? I wasn't even looking at the charts while we were talking about all of this. So let me look at the chart and see what's going on. Yeah, Santa Rally's still on, bro. It's just BTC's overtaking everybody. That's the problem. But other than that, things look okay. Yeah, it's not an issue. It's not an issue. I think we're going to close positive today on the 5-day candle. We're going to close today in the next 3 hours and 33 minutes. And when we do that, the next candle that's going to print should give us a good signal, and we should start shooting BTC towards 106, which is not good for the alts, to be honest. Ideally, BTC just needs to stay put and let the alts move. So right now, alts most people are kind of worried. Let's just say they don't really know what BTC is going to do, because this was a BTC Santa Rally. It wasn't the alt Santa Rally. So that's what it is. Lil Joey said something else as well. I didn't understand. If Trump would have lost, BTC would have surely crashed. Highly volatile, though people who say buy BTC now, even at 1900, are generally the people who have bought it at 35k but want to dump it. True to a certain level. I've got a bunch of friends who have recently bought it They've bought it like, and I've mentioned it it's on the YouTube. I've mentioned it as well because they follow me, by the way. They watch these channels, and they know who they are when I talk about them, right? So when we were sitting at around $62,000, $72,000, I've had friends come up and say, I want to buy now. And yeah, we helped them out, no problem, go and buy now. Those guys who bought it, they've bought it with one intention. So for example, someone, he's gone heavy, so he's bought a couple of BTCs, right? Literally, he was going to buy a house. He had a whole bunch of cash. Let's just put it this way: he had around 500 grand sitting around doing nothing, right? He's got money. So he's a surgeon, by the way. By profession, he's a surgeon. So he's got money, £500,000 sitting around doing absolutely nothing. He said, "Look, bro, it's in the bank. Right? It's in the bank. It's doing nothing. What can I put it into?" So I said, "Consider BTC." So he looked into BTCs. He does his research, by the way, obviously. So he did his research, and he came back and he said, "I like this. This is good. Would you recommend?" I said, "Well, if you are going to buy it right now, then you have to buy it for 5 years, right? And if you're buying it just for the profit, then have a stop loss, make the profit, and get the hell out, right?" So he looked at it. He said, "Do you know what? I think I'm going to put it in for another 10 years." Right. So he bought a couple of BTC. He didn't buy too much. He didn't invest all of it, but he bought a couple of BTC, bought a few Ethereum, and his plan is to hold for 10 years. And that's not a bad deal. It doesn't matter what the price does. So he's bought it for that reason. Of course, other people who are recommended, like myself, right? I could sound like some sort of a shill. I'm shilling BTC, but in case if you haven't realized, on this channel, I don't really promote BTC. Of course, I use BTC as my indicator, but I don't promote anything other than the fact that now currently I'm promoting my own cryptocurrency, right? But I'm promoting that because there's a reason behind it and there's a mission behind it, right? There's an agenda behind it where it's a movement I want to start. So that's one of the reasons. And I've been completely transparent about it. Lil Joy says, yes. Lil Joy says, agree, degrees don't have value unless you have skills, but it definitely gets you to the door. Yes, it does. Even though this is quite funny. So before I've had degrees, right? Because I didn't. Just based on my experiences and certain other things that I've done, like as I said, I'm kind of a jack of all trades, so I've had multiple different types of businesses. I'm kind of crazy that way. If I see an opportunity, I don't care. Right? Like for example, I saw an opportunity doing a pizza shop in a particular location, so I opened a pizza shop, and all the people that came and saw me, they're like, "You're an Indian. Why you got a proper tradition?" Like they were telling me, there were people are having a go at me because I had a proper, authentic Napoli style a pizza with all the ingredients, proper Italian ingredients, right? Making actual Italian pizzas. And they looked at me and they're like, "You're an Indian man. What are you doing pizza for?" Right? As a joke, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, so who cares?" Do you know what I mean? It's an opportunity. So I did that for a little while until I got rid of it. But the point is if I see an opportunity, it doesn't matter what it is, food, cars, and I've done car trading as well. If it's food, cars, crypto, whatever, right? Travel, I don't care. For me, I'm always looking for an opportunity. You see what I mean? So through those experiences, sometimes people see a talent and they come to you, right? Hedge funds and all other businesses, they'll come to you and they'll be like, "Right, we want to partner up with you." So I do get offers, right? Or even come and work for us. So I do get offers to go and work for people, and they do offer some lovely pay packs as well. But one thing it takes away from me is my freedom. Right now, the way I am, right, the way I've been for almost a decade now, I'm actually totally free. I'm free to do whatever I want, whenever I want, come on a video, on a live stream. There's no restrictions. You see what I mean? So that's the level that I'm going to miss. So yes, I'm getting offered some decent amount of money, which some people are probably not getting in their thing. But it's not my cup of tea. I can't be, I say to people, respectfully, I say, guys, the one thing you can't do is you can't control me. So if you're trying to be my boss, it won't work. That's the thing. So I don't think I can have an employer. I've gone past that. Because look, I've been self-employed my entire life. I've never had a boss. You know what I mean? If I've never had a boss, even when I worked for Walmart, I didn't have a boss. So if I don't have a boss, um, that's not going to change right now. Do you see what I mean? So it is what it is. So yeah. Nikki Love says, "Do you think BTC can stand strong not being ISO compliant?" Earlier on, I mentioned how BTC for me is a store of value. And guess what? BTC for every other ISO compliant crypto and stable coins and the institutions is the exact same thing. They don't see BTC as a cryptocurrency, as an exchange of value. Sorry, as a currency. They see it as a store of value, because they also understand that, for example, if they invest in gold, right, there's not enough physical gold for everyone to go and hold. That's one problem they got. And even if they do, they need a freaking military. They don't have a military. So the only gold they can actually own is the paper gold. But that's worthless, right? Paper is worthless. So now they realize that, hold on, the digital gold is the real gold, which we can move and do whatever. So hence why a lot of these big corporations and institutions, including the IMF, the World Bank, right, have accepted BTC, and this is news that's going to come out very soon, have accepted BTC as a store of value. So that changes the dynamics. It's not a commodity anymore. It's now an actual store of value. So that changes the dynamics. You see what I mean? So it doesn't really matter if it's ISO 02022 compliant or not. It doesn't matter anymore. Jasmy is a very good coin. I hold a big bag. In fact, we pumped it not long ago. I think about a month ago, we were pumping it. Jasmy's got good potential. Jasmy was being monitored by Binance and all sorts. It's a good blockchain, not bad. Whether it's going to go up or not, that's a whole different story, right? Whole different story. But you know what? All they need is one or two news come out, coverage, and I think Jasmy could actually perform very well. So there's a bunch of us on our Discord group. We're holding onto Jasmy for some time now. We've even topped up very recently. As I said, a month ago, we topped up even more, and we think that it's going to do quite well. So we're holding strong. We're holding strong. So let's see what that does. Jasmy's a good coin. XYO is a good coin, but XYO hasn't really seen much news. I think there is a bit of an ISO 20 or ISO 022. Freaking hell, why did they have to create that name? But anyway, that ISO thing, I think XYO is also looking into that as well, and they might actually perform from there, because there's 12 to 14 coins and more being added, by the way, who are now going to be playing the ISO game. Right? If they play the ISO game, then that's good marketing, and they should pump. And I've mentioned a whole bunch of them, like XRP, XLM, XDC. Who else was it? There's a whole bunch of them. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, they will all do really well. Lil Joey says your story was very inspiring, similar to many Hoshbin's success story. I don't know what's a Hoshbin, bro. I don't know what Hoshbin is. I'm sorry. What's a Hoshbin? I don't know, bro. But no, I mean, look, I don't consider myself to be successful. I'll tell you what success is to me, right? And Lil Joey, honestly, for me, the biggest successful thing that I have, right, and I'm proud of, that my children had a good education. I'm proud of that, right? Anything they've ever wanted, right, I've always given it to them, right? That's what matters. My missus has been happy. That's what matters, right? You know, my family here and abroad, wherever, everywhere, they've been happy. That's what matters. And I know that they're going to have a good future. That's what matters. You see, when I've done what I needed to for them. So for me, family comes first. Did all of that, and I'm also thinking about the future. I'm like, are they going to have a good life in the future? And I think they are going to have a good life in the future. So everyone knows that. Okay, whether I'm here or not, right? So whether I'm alive or not, if I pass away, something could happen. You never know, right? Are they going to be sorted? Yes. And I think that's a bigger success than anything else. It's not about how many buildings you have and how many businesses you have. It doesn't matter, because I've had all of those and I got bare respect for those. But getting respect for that, and you know, in the society, in the community, right? So me being in the community, people know me for who I am, for all my achievements, right? I get loads of respect for that, right? So I'm well respected in the community. But none of that is an achievement. The biggest achievement for me would be that my success would be, have I left something for my family that secures them for at least another, say, 100 years, 50 years, right? If I've done that, then that's the success. That's the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters. So let's see. Nikki says, yes, cryptos become powerful assets. Great news. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, you're welcome. There's so much happening as well, guys. There's big things happening. Like the future is bright. Let's put it this way. For crypto, the future is bright. It's going to be brighter for a lot of the institutional backed coins. It's going to be even brighter. And for BTC, it's looking good, because now, as I said, it's an official store of value, and it's been accepted by the IMF, and it's been accepted by the World Bank, and a few others as well around the globe, to the point to the point where BTC could potentially be $1 million sooner than we think. Let's just put it this way. I don't think it's going to happen next year, but I think it's going to be sooner than a lot of people assume it's going to be. We will hit $1 million per BTC. Per BTC, we will hit that. So a lot of things are changing. Even for us, all of the guys who have been doing charts, like for me, I've been doing charts on BTC since 2015, middle of 2015. There's going to be a time where I'm going to have to change. I can't do the charts the way we did it before. We can't do the analysis the way we did it before. We cannot predict the way we predicted before. Once it gets to the peak, right, the BTC's peak, and everybody's accepted it, all the governments has accepted it, BTC will be stabilized. It will be stabilized, and it gets even worse, right? So 57% of us own the BTC, right? Most of the BTC, we own 57% of it. What's going to happen in the future is every time we sell, we're giving away control to the centralized people. So that's what's going to happen. So when that happens, we're going to lose control. And that's there's going to be like this 2020. It's like, okay, do you sell or do you not? So most people probably won't sell because if you do, you're giving it to, you stabilize, but you're now giving the power over to the other people. So in order to protect it, a lot of people won't sell it. A lot of the OGs won't sell it, put it this way. They're not going to sell it. So let's see what happens. Any other questions, guys? Let me know. So far, so good. Guys, if you're here for the first time, like, share, do consider subscribing. It does help the channel grow. We are looking to get to about 10,000 people. And as I said, there's plenty of links below. Check them out. I'm not going to say anything else. Any way we can leverage on our crypto? Yeah, which crypto are you talking? Which, when you say our crypto, which is our crypto? Which coin are you specifically talking about? Because there are plenty of ways to leverage anything. Where there's a way, there's a will, my brother. And believe me, we can leverage anything. Even freaking meme coins, we can leverage those as well. If we choose to, there is a way of doing it. Advanced Gaming says, turn 23. Believe my time of FX is coming. You just turned 23, so you've been practicing for 5 years. AI says, borrow against this. There are some protocols out there who do allow you to borrow. For example, how legit. So one of the things you have to understand, guys, they're not legit. Like what I mean by that, they're not financially backed. So when you borrow against them, if they go bust, they go liquid like Celsius and this and that, you could be at risk, okay, of losing all your funds. So do take things with a pinch of salt. But there are some companies out there. So for example, in UK, I'm not sure if they still allow it. There used to be a company called Nexo. They were there. There was another company as well. They used to be in UK, but they left now. So they're only US based. But yes, you can give your crypto and get some loans off that, like as a collateral. You can get that crypto loans. You can get those. Also on chain, for example, Aave, right? If you go Aave, you can actually also put a collateral down and actually borrow against that. Normally, when you're doing those crypto loans, that's different, by the way. So, for example, if you put one BTC, you're not going to get one BTC's worth of thing. That's technically like selling. But if you take a loan, you probably get 50% of that as a loan, right? Which means your coin is secure. When you pay it back, then you get your coin back and do whatever you want with the cash while it's there as well. So yeah, you can borrow against your crypto that way. Joey says, what's your thoughts on Solana phone? I love it. I've ordered two. I've got two so coming when they come, basically. So I missed the Saga. So the first one, Saga, which didn't make any sense to me. I was like, oh, this is another BS. It didn't make sense to me. But now, after seeing what Solana Saga did and knowing what Solana Chapter 2, or what they're calling it something different now. I'm still going by Chapter 2 anyway. Let's just say Chapter 2, right? The second version, and now they've gone onto token is it token 49. They went to the conference, token 49 conference. They went on stage and they announced exactly what it's going to do. So knowing that, I bought two. There is a few people I know who have bought 5, 6, even up to 10. Someone's even bought 25. Someone's bought 25 phones, right? I read that on Twitter and this and that and Reddit and whatnot. Someone's actually bought 25 of those because this is now going to be the way of doing airdrops, and a lot of people are going to make a whole bunch of money through airdrops. So yeah, the Saga Solana phones, or whatever you want to call them, they're good. And in fact, my two chapter 2 phones, they've paid themselves already. So if I get the phone or not, it doesn't really matter. I'll use it as my crypto wallet. Do you know what I mean? As a hardware wallet. That's all I'm going to use it as. I'm not going to use it as an everyday device. For me, it will be just another secondary device or a hardware wallet. That's it. Nothing else. But yeah, it is what it is, you know. For them, even Solana as well, I don't think they were too fussed about that. Yes, they're diving into certain parts. They're trying to make something in the real world. Like, for example, Pudgy Penguins has toys in Walmart. I don't know if you knew this. Pudgy Penguins, they've been selling toys in Walmart. So think about it. They actually operating in the real world. So similar way, Solana's trying to create devices and whatnot. But the kind of phones they create are kind of budget phones. They're not like, you know, your flagships. Do you know what I mean? If it's a flagship, yeah, then I'll be really interested to use the phone. But what they're doing is fine. It's fine. And minimalistic is fine. But ultimately, it's the airdrops that we're interested in. Advanced Gaming says, I've created my own system on FX where I could catch like 100 pips a day. That's good for you. Good for you. Not bad. Lil Joey says, is someone sitting on the back seat? No, bro. Nobody's sitting in the back seat. It's probably just shadows. You probably just saw some shadows. People walking, by the way. You probably saw people walking. No, nobody said. You know, unless this the car's haunted or something. That's a different story. I'm sitting. By the way, I don't know if you know. So there's I'm sure you've heard of beetles. Beetles, right? So where I'm sitting right now, in fact, my old home was just nearby, right? And I'm actually sitting here because I just dropped my daughter off, right? So I dropped my daughter off, and then I've got nothing better to do, so I thought I'd do a live stream. My So you've heard of Beatles. The Beatles Studios is just 1 minute behind me. I'm basically near Abbey Road. In fact, I'm off Abbey Road right now, but on the far end of it. So not far from the Beatles' famous studio, Abbey Studios, around the corner. So yeah, there's loads of people. They walk about and this and that. Yeah, it is what it is. Lil Joe says, should I switch from iPhone 15 Pro Max to Solana phone? What's the benefit? No, bro. If you've got an iPhone, you stick to an iPhone. If you got a Samsung, like the flagships, stick to your flagships, right? Solana, what it does is basically it combines a mobile device and a hardware crypto wallet in one. That's all it is, right? So yeah, if you need a hardware crypto wallet, instead of buying a ledger or whatever, now you have a phone, you can use that, and it's connected to the internet. That's the only thing. Lil Joy said, sharing location on YouTube is not a good idea. It's not a good idea, but my location service is on anyway. And if the CIA, MI5, whatever, if they want to send a missile towards me right now, then they would have done it already. You know what I mean? We've been here like 2 hours and 10 minutes. They would have done it already. So we're fine. And I just mentioned what area I'm in because most people know about it. Abbey Studios. Most people, I live here. Just to let you guys, I live around here, so yeah, you might see me driving around. I live around here, so no, it's not a surprise. Most people know. And in fact, Joey, just to let you know, a few of our subscribers, have actually met me in person. So sometimes that we have a meet up or get together or something, and or just a normal private dinner or something. We meet up, not a problem, you know. And yeah, I look after them. It's not a problem. Whenever they've come. By the way, I've never. Every time somebody's come to visit me, they've never paid the bill. I always pay the bill. That's the rule. I always pay the bill. Most of the people in my local area know how much I own, and they're absolutely fine. They have good money as well. Decent people. It's okay. You might want to Google search St. John's Wood. You realize what it is. I'm surprised the security vehicles haven't come. But yeah, we have security cars as well around here. So yeah, it's a good area. It's a good area. Have I used dark web? Yes, I have. Of course I have. Come on, who hasn't? If you haven't, test it out. Just make sure to have enough protection in place when you do. But yes, as I said to you, I'm so as a hobby, I'm a hobby developer as well. So when it comes to software and this and that, yeah, you know. In fact, I own a software company as well. Nothing too big, but yeah, I own a software company, and yeah, it's doing its thing. It's doing its thing, and I'm trying to replicate that as well. So, like for me, the way I have done certain things is like I've I can sit back, relax, and let things automatically do for me. And end of the week, I get a nice little paycheck. So it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal, and that's what my freedom gives me. It gives me the opportunity to go and explore and do new things. But I'm very passionate about crypto, and I really really want to establish myself in crypto while I do something really really decent. That's my ultimate goal. But one thing I do know is doing something big also cost a lot of money. So hopefully one day I'll get there. You know what I mean? But doing it all on my own with the limited knowledge that I have, not knowledge, I have enough knowledge, but say limited qualifications that I have, it's tough. It's tough because it's weird. I don't know. It's weird. People will happily buy, sell, trade anonymous stuff, right? Or they choose people who are qualified. Like, oh, this guy's a Google engineer. This guy's Apple engineer. They choose that. But most people will avoid someone like myself who's just trying to be genuine. And like, no, we don't want to see it. You know what I mean? They don't want the real person. They want the one or the other, not the guy in the middle. So I'm the guy in the middle anyway. So at some stage, yeah, that's my passion. That's what I would like to do. I think that would be my final achievement if I could do something like that. It would be great. So that's something I'm focusing on, and I'm working on multiple different things. And one day I'm going to just combine them. I have talked about it on other live streams as well, because some other members who know about it have kind of questioned me. So there is a few things I'm working on, and I've kind of briefly mentioned it here as well in a technical way, where, as I said, I want to build something that's kind of a real world application. So I'm going to work on that. Let's see what happens. Advanced Gaming says we all got to start somewhere. Yes, I'm not trying to start, I'm trying to end somewhere. I've been on a journey too long, man. I've been on a journey for a very long time. For me, crypto has aged me, put it this way. All right, last almost 9 years, right? Almost 9 years has aged me about 20 years. I'm not even joking, right? It's been hard, but do you know what? My journey, not to the investment, by the way, not through investment, not through the pump and dumps, not through losing money and gaining money. That's a different story. That is, I've mastered that. I'm okay with that. I'm immune to that. Let's put it. That's the best way to put it. What's aged me more is looking at all the scam projects, all the dodgy stuff, all the hypes that we get, and watching how a lot of people have lost a lot of money. That's what really really annoys me. That's what's aged me more, because I'm kind of empathetic. And when I say kind of, because I can't really say if I am or not, but I think I am, right? I'm empathetic towards when I hear people's sad story. It breaks my heart. When I hear someone's bought something and then that company's gone, or that company's done nothing, or someone's holding the bags for like 4 or 5 years, it breaks my heart. I'm like, oh, you invested money for what? The first question, what did you invest money for? To make money. So why are you still holding bags? And people, like, they have conviction by force, because they never originally they went in for to make the money, but they don't have the money because the project didn't do anything, or rugged, or maybe just sold. The investors or the creators, they dumped, right? And now these people are holding bags. I'm like, why did you pick that? You know what I mean? Why would you do something like that? So it's sad. And then of course every bull run comes and we're hoping for them to make, hence why there's a few coins that I mentioned, and like one of our members, on one of our subscribers, El Bubble, I told him to sell his e-gold, right? His e-gold, EGLD. I told him to sold them back in, oh God, I can't even remember what year it was, but it was $540 or $550 a coin. Today sitting at $30. Do you know what I mean? And he didn't sell, and now he regrets it. So he's like, now I'm going to sell. This time he's going to sell, right? But okay, good for him. He bought it very cheap, so had it since the beginning. But sometimes, you know what? When you've made a lot of money, sometimes, yeah, if you believe in it, accumulate more, no problem. But don't hold on to that same bag. So it is that. Joey says, I made most of my money in real estate. Real estate was a good thing. I did have a nice little, how would I say this? Nice little long run, right? In real estate. I have been in real estate, buying and selling and this and that. So yes, been there, done that as well. So as I said, remember, I'm a jack of all trade, been there and done that as well. So yeah, it's not bad. But for me now, I'm looking internationally. Not because of any other reason, guys. Mostly because I want freedom, kind of quiet life, and where I am in UK, it's not easy. In UK, yeah, you can buy land, or you can buy land tomorrow. It's easy, right? Land is very cheap, but the way certain building permissions and this that you can't build on any land. So you can buy land, land's available. We've got loads of land that's available, but unfortunately, you can't build on it. So if I can't build a home, then I have to go through the normal means, and that's not what I'm looking for. So I want a different type of life. I want my land and build on there myself. So I'm looking elsewhere. Joey says, I'm selling my land for $1 million to go. Got to pay tax. What's your advice on reducing taxes on capital gains? On land, I can't tell you, my brother. I don't know. Crypto is a different story. If you own crypto, then depending on your country's law, so wherever you are, right? If you're selling it for $1 million, for example, if you're in the US, I'm not sure what your local laws are, but in UK, as a business, so if we're as a business entity, so for example, if you're into the property real estate business, then that's a business. So if you invest into crypto, right, the original investment is considered a expense in UK, and it's actually tax deductible. So if this year you're due to pay $1 million in tax, however, just before you're due to pay, you decide to take out some cash and invest it into crypto, it's an expense. And now that's deductible. So that's the UK anyway. So I'm not sure what it's in the USA. I haven't done the research. Advanced Gaming says it's a psychological game. It is. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because some things you see just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. You know, it doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, we have to learn to accept and adapt. You know, like, you know, some of the, like, older than me, people who are older than me, right? They talk about it sometimes. Like when the checks, when they start issuing checks, they didn't understand how checks work. And then, for example, when the debit cards came, a lot of people didn't use debit cards because they didn't trust it. They didn't use debit card. And of course, when the banking apps and everything came, there were so many people banging and shouting about, like, oh, you know, cash is king, cash is king, cash is king. But then when 2020 came, when we had the pandemic, everybody became cashless. Now they don't want cash. They don't touch cash. They're like, oh, no, we don't use cash anymore. So, you know, you're going to be either forced into it. But for me, it's like, you know what? I'm going to accept whatever's there, whatever the reality is, you know, either way. And it doesn't matter whether that was money was just an analogy, right? But yeah, it's a psychological game. For me, I accept it and I'm like, I'm going to adapt with it. So let's see what happens there. Joey says, if we reinvest the same money back in land, I won't have to pay taxes. Yeah, exactly. It's the same. It's the same. It's pretty much the same thing. So, because it's an expense, isn't it? You're reinvesting it. Like in the UK, if you sell a property and immediately buy another property, you don't pay taxes. There's no capital gains for that. The only time you pay capital gains is if you cash out. Means you now take the cash, the fiat, back into your account, and you're deciding to spend that. Then you have to pay taxes. But if you bought, let's say, for example, you bought a house for $100,000, example, $100,000, and tomorrow it's worth $200,000, and you sell that house for $200,000, and you decide to go and buy another house, right, for $200,000, you don't pay any taxes because it's your equity is now moved over to another property of the similar kind, so you're fine. So yeah, it's the same. It's the same. But in UK, crypto is now different. Crypto, they say, no. You make money. Every time you swap change, you have to pay. You have to pay. You have to pay. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people just left. They're like, just we're fed up. This is just disgusting. So they left. You know, and they're being governed by these exchanges as well, because the exchanges are also declaring to the HMRC and whatnot. So a lot of people are like, guys, you're making our life hell. We want to pay taxes, but if we got to pay taxes for every time we fart, we've got a problem. Because a lot of people are just trying to accumulate more wealth. and when it's due to pay taxes, you pay. But they're saying everything is is a tax event. That's problematic. Even when you go and buy something in the shops, if you go and pay with your crypto debit card and you go and pay for something to purchase, like a bottle of drink, like a drink that I'm drinking, it's a taxable event. I mean, how much more ridiculous can you make it? From not taxable, completely not taxable, to everything is taxable. Come on. It's like either side of the spectrum. Where's the middle ground? So give us a middle ground. So that's what it is. Joey says, I heard if you buy government bonds, you get some tax benefit. In the UK, if you buy government bonds, you get 100% tax exemption. So if you're due to pay, say, for example, this year, for whatever reason, you're due to pay $100,000 or £100,000, and you decide to take that £100,000, officially take that and invest it into a government bond, then even though that's the tax money, you don't have to pay. In fact, you leave it there, you can withdraw that tax-free 3 years later in the UK. So we do have a system here. That's how the rich people play the game, basically. So we there are loopholes. Not everybody knows about it, sadly, but it depends on what you've been involved in and what kind of businesses you've been involved in. Then you get exposed to those things through certain accountants, because most accountants are just basic bookkeepers, nothing more, right? So they don't have access to that kind of information. But as you move up higher and you have a bigger wealth, and that needs to be managed by a better accountant, like a chartered accountant, then you're exposed to a lot more, because your accountant is charging you, say, 20 grand a year, 30 grand a year. Well, they are now trying to make most of the get better value for the money. So instead of you losing money, they're making that 30 grand worthwhile paying to them, because they're going to save you a shit ton of money. And the way they save it is through these government bonds and other investment loopholes that are there, where you technically, the money you would pay for tax just goes into the system and comes back again a few years later, but there's tax free, and that's how you grow your wealth tax free. So that's what it is. Advanced Gaming says, very interesting, need to learn more. Bro, when you're exposed to these things, you will learn a lot more, right? It all depends on exposure. Of course, normal people from normal walks of the life, and I meet so many people, they don't have a clue about these things. They don't have a clue, right? And it's a sad reality, because people, like, they're not exposed to these kind of stuff. But when you, and then they suddenly make a huge lump sum of cash, right? Or big wealth. And when they make that kind of a wealth, they kind of struggle, or they panic, right? And they'll come up to me and they'll be like, okay, I'm panicking, I don't understand this, and I've got to pay all of this. Like, for example, someone's made $1 million, is like, oh, in UK I've got to pay 40%, so he's got to pay $400,000 or £400,000, right? And he's panicking. I said, well, actually it depends. And then things open up, because there are things that I could say, as I said, I'm not going to say here, but when I say that to them, and they're like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that happened. Like, now you've heard from me, so I've given you whatever advice you came to me for. I've given that. Now go and verify this information with an accountant. So that's how I do it. I'm like, you've come to me, you were going to pay someone $1,000 to go and do your bookkeeping for you. You've come to me, you've paid me half that amount, for example, right? So, but you haven't done your bookkeeping. But now that you're wiser, go and see that even if you pay $1,000, you might not have to pay the full 400,000. You might only pay 100,000 out of that, or maybe even less than that. So if the solution's there, then use that solution, because there is a legal loophole that you can use. Just depends how you are personally structured. So that's what it is. Lil Joey says, I'm actually pursuing CPA. Got to learn a lot right now. You have to definitely learn a lot more, bro. Definitely learn a lot more. There's so much, as I said, and there are so many things. Even when you go to like tax advisory channels and this and that, all they're going to do is just regurgitate whatever's on the paper, right? But remember, people who are wealthy, people who are rich, they're not following the paper, because they have a whole different paper that you and I don't see. They have a classified paper, right? That paper does other stuff, and that paper takes your money and makes you even more money. So technically, you don't even pay taxes. Do you see what I mean? So there are loopholes out there which will make you far more money, and it's advisable. Go and research and go and learn, right? I'm not a tax advisor, so I can't give you that advice. But I've been lucky enough, fortunate enough, I should say, that I've been exposed through different ventures and whatnot. I've been exposed, so I got that information. I got the first-hand information. I got to see how it feels. I got to taste how it feels, Does that make sense, right? So for me, I have that experience, so I'm not an accountant, but I have the experience. Does that make sense? Let's put it this way. Through some ventures, obviously I've had some exposure, and then later on I didn't have the business, so I got rid of it, and then I had to get another accountant, a normal bookkeeper. When he knew what I know, so I told him how to do certain things, he literally used to do everything that I say. So I could literally phone him and he would be like, so what do I do here? What do I do? I would like, do this. So I taught him how to do it, and then he was passing that on to his clients. You know what I mean? Making money out of that. So it is what it is. So Advanced Gaming says, I believe if you learn Forex, you'll be sorted for life. Yeah, some people make a lot of money on it. Some people make a lot of money on it. There is nothing as sorted in life. Yeah, some people, and we know what it means. Come on, Joey, we know what it means. We know what Advanced Gaming is saying. We keep in context. So yes, of course, you could be sorted in life, but ultimately, the way I say, look, whatever suits you. If it works for you, it works for you. For me, it used to work for me. So I used to love it. It used to work for me. I used to be addicted to it. But I found something that is a lot more volatile, and I like the volatility, and I can monetize the volatility. So for me, that's how I'm like mostly crypto now. You know what I mean? I say mostly because I still do stocks and shares, right? So but stocks and shares are long term. They're not like everyday stuff. I don't trade them. I just buy and I just wait on them. Exactly. So if it doesn't work, just move on. That's the thing. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. There's no right. There's no wrong way. I know a lot of experts who come and say, "Oh, this is the right way of doing things." No, there isn't. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. Right. The only right and wrong thing you can possibly do is save money, which is wrong. Right. Sorry, lose money, which is wrong, and save money, which is right. Right. You've got $100 or $1,000 or maybe $10,000, maybe $1,000,000. Right. Are you going to lose all of that? If you're willingly going to lose all of that, isn't that freaking wrong? Right? So try and protect that. Do the right thing. That's what I'm saying. So that's the only right or wrong. Other than that, whatever works for you, you have to have a clear set goal. That's what I want to achieve. All right. And this is how much my budget is. Then this is what I've got to get to that goal. Now, whether it be in work, employment, whatever, it doesn't matter. It could be a life lesson, right? Anything. It doesn't matter what it is, studies, anything. That's my goal. So I need to get to that. Now, whatever it takes me a year, it takes me 5 years, I'm going to do that. Hence why when you ask me about my qualification, education, what did I say? I didn't have that in the beginning because so in my high school, I left high school, right? I was a naughty boy. I left high school. And then when I went to college, I studied for a few months and I got bored. So I left that. And then I luckily, I found a business. Someone was selling a business. I knew a friend of a friend who's selling a business. So I went to my parents and I said, I want to buy that business. So at the age of 17, I bought a business. That's my first time entering a business. And I got hooked onto it, right? Since then I've been self-employed. That worked for me. You see what I mean? Right? It worked for me. And then later on in life, crypto worked for me and I got freedom. So for me, I'm like, I got freedom and I like my freedom. So that's how it is. And this is working for me right now as well. Because there are multiple things that have come out of this, which works. You know what I mean? So I can have a comfortable life without any worries, without any issues. So that's that. Don't stick to things is biggest life lesson I learned the hard way. Yes, don't stick to anything. Don't, as I always say, you know what? Stocks, bonds, shares, whatever you want to call it, right? Anything you have, right? If you're in it for the money, one night stand, the best one, right? If you want to have a girlfriend, that's fine, right? Have many one night stands, but don't get married to the asset. Don't get married to the asset. That's the worst thing you could do. And believe me, I've learned the hard way as well. That's why I'm saying don't get married to the asset. That's the worst thing you could do. Joey says I had friends who wanted to become CS engineers, but didn't realize what they're signing up for, and they now hate their job, having the thinking that by doing something I'm sorted is BS. Yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. I agree with you. As I said, many people that I know who have degrees in many different fields, they're not working in that field. There are some who started in that field, but they hated it. They moved on. They're like, oh, what the hell are we doing here? They hated it. So it's exciting in the beginning because whatever reason, right? Probably some sort of an influence or something. So in the beginning, it looks all exciting, but later on, they hated it. So the ones I know who are very passionate about what they've learned, sadly, they don't have the same job in that field. So unfortunately for them, but others who managed to get into the actual field that they studied in, they hated it. They left. They left. You know. So, but I think it's probably also to do with where you live as well, and like the region you're in. I think that's also got to do with it, because there are some guys, for example, engineering degree, right? In fact, no, this is a good one. The guy's an architect, right? In UK, he struggled. He struggled because he couldn't really get a good job. He did work for a few architect firms and this and that, low level jobs, nothing too big. But he got his fortune when he left the country. So he decided to move out of the country, venture out a little bit, and then he made his fortune that way. So he's done all right. You know what I mean? So probably it's to do with the region as well, where you live. That's also got to play something as well. So yeah, I mean, could be multiple factors, to be honest. Multiple factors. We don't know which one it is, but I'm sure there are plenty of things out there that impact whatever you studied. You know what I mean? So for me, like right now, for me, I just study charts. That's it. I'm a jack of all trade, master of none, but I love charts. Guys, we're hit back 2 hours and 30 minutes. You know that. Lil Joey says, best way for an engineer to shift to management from technical roles in 2024 is doing an MBA. Not bad. Yeah, if that works, that works. That works. That works. I've had somebody else as well telling me as well. Somebody's been pushing me. They were like, obviously I do charts, right? So I do charts, right? And they were like, look, you do charts and this and that. Why don't you go and get some sort of a qualification in like charts and this and that? I think apparently there are people, I didn't know there was a qualification for it. So apparently there are some qualifications out there where they give you a certificate, right, that proves that you're a official technical analysis. I'm like, is that so? They're like, yeah, why don't you go and get that? Maybe I'll do that when I'm free, but for now, yeah, just carry on, just go with the flow. Do you know what I mean? Go with the flow. Guys, if you're here for the first time, if you have no idea what we're talking about, I do recommend watch the video from the beginning, because we've been here for about 2 hours and 35 minutes right now. My name is Sham. This is 0x5. The truth is always out there. We've had plenty of conversations, and I'm not going to repeat some of those. So, but if you do have any questions, do fire away. I'm here. I'll answer those questions. If not, then I'm not going to make this too long. But it's always good to see Lil Joey and a few other guys, my brother. I'm not going to say your name. See all of you guys come up here. It's always a pleasure having you guys. A good conversation, because as I say, it's not, the content is not like people say, oh, you're a content creator. I'm not a content creator. Believe me, have we created anything here? Nothing. Right? If anything, then the content is you guys engaging and talking to me. I'm engaging with you. This is the content. You know what I mean? So I'm not a content creator. I don't create content from thin air or plan to create something. I come on a live stream and I talk to you guys, and you guys are the content, and hope people get good value from it and good information from it. Joey says, I'm a good narrator. Thank you, my brother. I do appreciate that. I am practicing. I've done 600 or 700 videos. I can't remember how many. I'm almost one every other day now. So think about it, or every day, right? So it is what it is, Advanced Gaming says, thanks for the information. Bro, thank you for being here. That's what matters, end of the day. I can only pass on some of the information that I have, some of the knowledge that I have. Of course, there are, as I said, plenty of things that I cannot disclose, I cannot say on a live stream, because it could come back and bite me in the ass. That's what it is. But if you guys, as I say, guys, you're all welcome. The Discord is completely for free. There's no charge. You're welcome to join Discord and ask me questions there. Yes, do I charge for some of my consultation and some of the other advice that I do? Yes, that's a private thing. But nobody needs to go there and pay for any of that. Discord is where we do the public stuff. So just like YouTube, Discord is an extension of YouTube. So publicly, I will talk and say things over there. In fact, regarding the token that I've created, the coin that I've created, the link is in the description. I've publicly spoken about all of the things, all of my thoughts behind it, how I feel and what we need to do and the test phase and all of that. I've spoken about it publicly. So Discord is a public community and I talk there. It's not an issue. So just like here, if I get the chance, I'll talk over there as well, you know. So yeah, as I mentioned it many times before as well, Discord is an extension of YouTube and YouTube is an extension of Discord. In fact, someone who watched the live stream just got off the live stream because it's a long live stream and just left me a thank you message on Discord. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And I'm always transparent with the guys as well. So that's what matters. And you guys as well. You know, as I said, anything that's public knowledge, right? My government, whatever, public knowledge, I'm happy to talk about it. Anything that's not, that's a different story, you know. So, and when it comes to the coins from 2015, I lost the keys, you know, I don't have the keys, so I have no idea where they are. That's probably the best way. I think Michael Saylor said it better. He said, go to the middle of the ocean, go to the middle of the ocean and say you lost your wallet. And satisfies NBA player says, I lost my money on a coin called AI. There's so many AI coins out there, man. There's so many coins out there. I hope it's not a meme coin. If it's a meme coin, you probably got rugged. Got to play carefully on some of these. So yeah. Yeah, unsatisfied player says it's a meme coin. Yeah, it's a meme coin. There's so many tickers out there. I saw one the other day. There's like someone was pumping a meme coin, and it's actually listed on some of the low-level exchanges as well. But when I search for the ticker's dollar, right? So the narrative is quite good. I quite like the project, the original project. I liked it. The community's taken over. It's a meme coin. Community's taken over. Has a high market cap as well. Everything is good. But when I went and searched for the ticker to do some analysis, I saw maybe about 50 other fake coins come up. And when you look at those fake coins, you know the goal, right? It's all there to create confusion, like phishing, how we have phishing website, create confusion and rug your money. So you got to be really careful what you're looking for. So it took me about 4 or 5 attempts to find the right coin. Would you believe it? I had to literally go through the list, find the right one. So it's a sad reality. The whole ecosystem, we have about 90% of these projects are scammers, absolute 100% scammers, right? And out of those, the other 10%, about nine of those, right? Out of that, they're scams, but they become legit when the community takes over. So it is what it is. So. It wasn't a rug. Dev still owns. Okay, Dev still owns. That's great. That's not a bad thing. But people make so much money. Okay. Yes, there are sometimes people make 100x, 100x. If what's it? Unsatisfied MBA. I don't know when you came to the stream. In the description, I have our own meme coin. This channel's own meme coin. This channel's meme coin is in the description, and currently it's on a pre-sale, right? It's on a pre-sale. So I am kind of talking about it here. I have marketed it a little bit on Twitter and this and that, but I don't have a large following or anything. And as a dev, I don't hold any. So when you say dev holds, yeah, dev can hold and he can still rug, right? Because if he buys early. So I'm giving everybody else an opportunity to buy before me. And I said to everyone on my community, I said, look, guys, I will buy 6 months down the line. I've said on a live stream yesterday, the day before as well, I said, guys, I'll buy it 6 months down the line. I won't touch anything right now. You'll see me buy, and you know when I bought it. Because when I buy, I'm not going to buy with like half a Solana, 1 Solana. I'll probably go with 10 Solanas, but not now. You know, now I'm giving everybody else a chance because I did it for fun and I did it for a purpose. There's a purpose behind it, and it's a humble purpose. So end of the day, that's that. You know, but when you're talking about, like, for example, you lost money, and I'll tell you what it is. A lot of people go into these pre-sales, they buy early. So you probably bought it later. Someone bought it earlier than you. And when you bought it, the price increases and they just dump on you. So yeah, you just got dumped on. It's basically a pump and dump, right? If the dev holds it, fine. He's humble, he's good, no problem. I don't see a problem with that. But it's when you enter, that's what matters. So if you can buy early and hold, then you're the boss. That's the most important thing. So yeah, there are projects out there who will go like from 10K to $1 million. Imagine that. So there are projects, meme coins especially. Meme coins launch, the total market cap is 10K, and they shoot all the way to $1 million. Imagine how many X's that is, right? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yes, Joey, tell him never invest all your money. Yes, only invest money you can afford to lose, especially on meme coins. They're the highest risk you can have, right? Earlier on, I was telling everyone, I said, look, I use a sniper bot, and even there, I would use zero point 0.1 Solana or something. And sometimes with the zero point 0.1 Solana, I've made 10 Solanas. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to risk entire Solana on a meme coin. I'm not going to take that risk, right? You don't do that. If it's like a top tier blue chip project, then yeah, it's fine. I know I can hold, even if it goes down, I can still hold for 3-4 years, and next bull run I can recover my funds. That's not an issue, right? So I can take lower risk. But with meme coins, they usually last a couple of hours, right? The pumps usually last a couple of hours. But if somebody else has bought it before you, right, and it's got a large enough community pumping it, then guess what? As soon as you go in, someone's going to dump on you. So I think that's what's happened anyway. I can't say anything better to calm you right now. You know what you signed up for. High risk, high reward. Exactly, my brother. Uh, Unsatisfied says, I lost my one and only Solana on that coin. Okay, you lost one Solana. Okay, that's not bad then. That's not bad. I don't think that's his net worth, my brother. Joey, I don't think that's his net worth. So, but I get his point. He's lost all of his money because that was his only one Solana. That makes sense. Oh man. And Satisfied says, I want to give meme coins another chance, but I lost my only Solana. Yeah, I'm a student. Sorry. 200 isn't less. Okay. Next time, all I can advise you, Unsatisfied, is if you've only got 200 to spend, then make sure next time you split it into 10, right? Split it into 10. As a student or whatever, doesn't matter, right? Because crypto doesn't choose who you are. You choose which crypto you're going to choose. And if you haven't got funds to risk, like 200 is a lot of money for you. If you can't risk that, then split it. Even we are doing it. And for me, 200 is nothing, right? But even me, I am splitting my funds. I'm saying I'm going to do zero point 0.1 Solana. I'm going to do, $20 at a time. Why? You know what I mean? So think about it. You have to understand the risks, and then once you understand the risk, you play accordingly to that. You don't go and put all of it in. If that's your entire Solana, you don't do that. If $20 can't make you another Solana, then probably you shouldn't be spending 20 cents on it. You know what I mean? But I don't know what you were trying to do. But don't go for, like, when you see the hypes, oh, people are making 2x, 5x, 6. Don't worry. Don't worry about people. People are going to make whatever, right? You can't copy what others already done. If someone's already done a 5x, do you think you're going to do a 5x? No, don't go with that kind of a thought. You want to go in that, oh, you want to be early. You want to do it first. That's the only thing, all I can say. So Joey says, just think you spent $200 eating and call it a day. Exactly. Stomach it, bro. Stomach it. Babusti 2.0 says, if you had to pick a coin to hold for 2-3 years, what would it be? BTC. There's no ifs and buts. BTC. Of course, if your budget is lower, then there's a few other coins. I have mentioned it in the earlier, because we've been here like 2 hours and 46 minutes. I've mentioned it earlier. I'll repeat it again. Some of them I remember. Injective, right? Is INJ, Injective Protocol. Buy that. That's a good project to hold on to. It's a long term. Hold on to that. Fetch AI is a good one to hold on to. What else did I mention? I mentioned um what was the other one I mentioned, guys? There was two others I mentioned, didn't I? What was the others I mentioned? Because I can't remember right now, because that's the entire video. So when we started, we were talking about that. So there are a few other coins I mentioned. Please go back to the beginning of the thing, and hopefully that would. Fusion was another one. Fusion is another one, and there was another one as well. I can't remember. But yeah, those are the ones. If you're on a low budget, those are the ones I would recommend. All right, those are the ones I would recommend. For now. But if you've got a good enough budget, if you can afford 0.1 BTC, if you can afford 0.1, which is like currently worth about $10,000, if you can afford that, then that's going to be a good buy for you. That's going to be a good buy for you. And buy and hold 2-3 years, no problem. Barbusti says I got banned from Coinbase. Oh, Coinbase banned me too, because of how much I bought and sold. They didn't like that, but it doesn't matter. Where there's a will, there's a way. All right. In fact, if you look at the description, there's an exchange. There's a no KYC exchange link there, right? Go and join him. Do whatever. Of course, if it's fiat, if you're gonna send your country's money, then they do need to do some ID. But if you're doing with USDT or something like this, or USDC or ROUSD, they won't ask you for any ID. You can trade as much as you want. Okay, so there is a link. I do promote that. There is a link in the description below. Okay, hope that kind of helps. But no, I always say on exchanges, never ever just bet the farm on one exchange. Have multiple exchanges. So for me, I'm on all of the top ones. Even Binance, all of them. I'm on all of them. Doesn't matter. Coinbase, I've been with them. Like they were the second exchange I've ever had in my life when I opened first time. And recently I had an issue with them where they were like, oh, you're sending XYZ and you should be a high net worth. And they wanted me to do another level of KYC, which allows me to buy OTC and whatnot. I said, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. And I'm not going to explain why I became such a high volume person who was buying and selling so much. Don't need to explain that, but they wanted me to go to another tier. I said no. Basically institutional tier. I said no. You know, so it's not going to happen. So left them there anyway. So unsatisfied has come to the point which I was kind of suspecting. Which is exactly what I was suspecting. So unsatisfied NBA player says, give me one soul and I call it a day. Joey, it's the same. 20, when I saw the potential, added more. And satisfied says, BTC is too high. I would say F. Why would you look at F? If you're panicking about what happened to one Solana, why would you look at F? You should look at the other ones. They're only a few cents. I went right to the bottom of the spectrum. So I didn't even bother in the middle. I just went right to the bottom. So on BTC 100K or the others for a few cents, a few dollars. For example, Fusion, I think it's $3. So look at those. You know what I mean? Why would you want to go for something that's about $3,500 now? Because it's hard, right? Barbuti says, I've been holding so for. Good on you, because same, I've been holding it for a very long time, since the beginning. Most of the people, regular viewers, they know about this. Joey says, I could give you, but would also go down the drain. Why would you give anything to anybody? Joey, why? Why? This is, you don't give your crypto to somebody else. No, you don't do that. This is not a channel where people help each other out. And no. Help yourself. Help yourself. That's what it is. This is the whole motto. This whole channel is based on this. I want you guys to help yourselves. Save your funds. Help yourself. Don't lose money. So help yourself. Do you know what I mean? You know, like for example, when I talk about the link below and I say go and check them out. What are the links? Help yourself with the exchange. Help yourself, because that's going to help you if you want to do no KYC. There's an exchange there, no KYC, right? Meme coin, you're getting rugged or you're losing money. You don't have an opportunity. People are front running you. People are buying before you. Guess what? There's a link there that allows you to become that person. Even someone who puts $1 in right now has that option to be before everybody else. You see what I mean? Help yourself. So what? Unsatisfied says, it's your own will. If you'd like to throw it in the drain or give me another chance on this. I have no idea what he's talking about anyway. Barbuti says, I've been using cracking decks and Photon. Yeah, Photon is very good. Photon is very good. There's a few others as well. Bullex is good as well. So similar to Photon, Bullex is quite good as well. So yeah, they're not that bad. Photon, yeah, it's very fast. I do like Photon. I do use it at home, so that's that. Kraken Dex I haven't used, but I do use the main Kraken exchange. So, but that's for my Fiat gateway. So if I need to buy something with Fiat, Kraken is still fine for me, not an issue. Unsatisfied NBA player. I'm studying. That's why it's much for you. Unsatisfied. You should get back to your studies, bro, and focus on that. Honestly, your studies are more important. Maybe one day you become an engineer, or maybe one day you become a software developer, and you can come and work with us on our project. How about that? Joey says half knowledge is no use. The NBA player, you're not studying, you're not justifying your studies. Then exactly, that's what I'm saying as well. Bob Booty says, what's your favorite exchanges? There is no such thing as a favorite exchange. Every one of them are disloyal, right? So diversify your exchanges, have as many exchanges as possible, and use all of them, right? There's no such thing as a favorite exchange, because when these exchanges decide, they will kick you off the platform. You know what I mean? So, or they would just decide to move away from your country or something, which is happened to me. So for me, for example, Bybit was my favorite exchange. And then Bybit decided to just say one day, oh, we're not going to be in the UK anymore. So it's not my favorite exchange anymore. Do you know what I mean? So similar way, that's what you have to understand. There's no such thing as a favorite. Use them. They're just there to be used. That's it. Use them. Right, guys, it's 2 hours and 53 minutes. I'm bursting. I need to go for a pee. So you've probably seen me moving around a little bit. I am freaking bursting. I need to go for a pee. I'm not going to drag this any longer. I do appreciate all of you guys for coming to the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. Right. So yeah, I mean, I wish I could stay, and I had a toilet somewhere nearby. I wish I could stay and answer all of your questions and whatnot and have this great conversation. But what I do hope for is maybe you guys consider subscribing and coming back. So another day we can sit here for another 3-4 hours. I don't have a problem, and we'll have all the conversations in the world. You know what I mean? Booty says, laugh out loud for the people that are trying to get into crypto, getting ready to get humbled and get ready for 2-3 months of loss. Unsatisfied. You know I do see your message, right? Whether it's fake, whether my hat is fake or real, none of your problem, none of your business, brother. I'll read your message. It's not a problem. I don't have a problem. You are allowed to have an opinion, say whatever you want, right? But the way you've come up here, the way you've acted, wasn't really. How would I say this? It wasn't. It wasn't that. Babudi says, I'll catch you next stream. Yes, let's catch you on the next stream. But yes, whatever the losses and this and that, guys, to save your funds, make sure you have a stop loss. That's the most important thing. Okay, have a stop loss, and yeah, you'll be fine. Okay, you'll be fine. Make sure. That's what I'm going to say. And unsatisfied. Thank you very much for telling me that my cap is fake. Thank you very much. Right. Yeah, it probably cost more than that Solana you lost. So I'll just leave it there for you. All right. But anyway, have a good day. It's been an absolute pleasure. I welcome everybody here, friends, foes, trolls, everybody. Okay. I understand. That's your perspective. It's okay. We all have perspective. Not a problem. But sometimes be respectful, especially when you're coming to someone's live stream. You shouldn't be saying things bad about them or their clothes or what they're wearing. You shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Because it's only fair if I could see you, then you can have an opinion, because I can then return that opinion back to you. Right? Fair? Isn't that fair? If I can see you and you can see me, then we can comment on each other. But it's unfair when you can see me and I can't see you. It's quite easy to just say something and leave. You know what I mean? But I do have auto moderation, which is why your message got stopped. But I'm not that type of a YouTuber who's just going to ignore you, blank you. I'll read your message, hence why I've read it out on a live stream. Okay? So I hope you understand. I'm not your average Joe. Anyway, Babuti says, you have a Discord server? Yes, I do. The link is in the description. Joey says, unsatisfied sounds like that spoilt brat. No, he's not a spoilt brat. He's just a complete idiot. You see, look, now he's trying to be racist as well. He's like, what you going to do about it, Indian king? He's calling me an Indian. I don't call myself an Indian. By the way, I'm not an Indian. Just because you're looking at my skin color, you think I'm Indian. You got it so wrong. I'm so sorry for you, man. So sorry for you. So sorry for you. That's what I said. Be fair. Show me your face and I'll tell you, I'll comment on you, you comment on me. That's fair. then we can have a proper argument. Do you know what? You know, when I first started doing vertical live stream, I used to have so many trolls come on, and I used to kind of lose it. Now I'm so used to it. I'm so immune. It doesn't bother me anymore. Right, Joey knows about it. It doesn't bother me anymore. Anyway, oh man, it is what it is, guys. Thank you very much for coming to the show. A pleasure with everybody, including the trolls. I'll catch you guys on another one very soon. Barbuti's just joined Discord server. I can see that. Joey says, I can't believe he's going to university. God knows what university he's going to, my brother. God knows. There are plenty of universities out there. I just saw you join Discord. Yes, I got the notification. Unsatisfied says, can't find your DC in bio. Of course you can't. You won't find anything. Anyway, guys, thank you. Joey, absolute pleasure. Thank you, my brother. It's always a pleasure having you here. Advanced Gaming, you too, having you here is always a pleasure. Roach, everybody, all the guys that came here, absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute amazing stream today. Loads of information, loads of conversations. I hope people found some value. Anyone who's missed all the information and all the conversations we had, I recommend please go back to the beginning and watch it from the beginning. Maybe you'll find some value. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one very soon. Take care, my brother. Take care, all of you. Bye.